must evolve if it is to endure. Our ambition for BCC is simple but serious: to help position conservation on this continent not as a peripheral concern but as a core economic sector in Africa's development story. If we get this right, conservation will no longer be framed as a trade-off against growth. It will become recognized as growth: sustainable, resilient, and inclusive.
We're convening here because we want to see more youth engagement into the sector, ideally through innovative ideas that enable entrepreneurship. And it will be even better if these ideas are coming from the communities that are most impacted. We want to see more regulation that is enabling the youth to propel their ideas and grow the conservation sector. And most importantly, with the policy and regulation that is helping them to even facilitate more growth at a Pan-African level. At that point, we'll know we've achieved our success.
The health employment pillar exists to be a bridge between the classroom and the real world of health. And we've just concluded a fantastic 2 days of HealthX, which began with a career development workshop where students came together to learn about personal branding and networking, a CV and portfolio lab, and also interview skills. And then this culminated with a just concluded HealthX Explore What's Next Career Symposium. A great time for us to come together and have conversations about how the non-traditional backgrounds of most of our ALU Health Mission students can actually valuably contribute to the health ecosystem. We have had 13 health organizations across Rwanda join us to give our students a chance to understand what they do and see themselves in their future. This has been such an exciting...
Good morning.
The health employment pillar exists to be a bridge between the classroom and the real world of health. And we've just concluded a fantastic 2 days of HealthX, which began with a career development workshop where students came together to learn about personal branding and networking, a CV and portfolio lab, and also interviews.
One more time, let me hear your voices. Good morning. Welcome, welcome to the 2026 ALU graduation. The big moment is finally here, and we want to make sure that we have a good time together. So we kindly ask those who are still outside, make your way in, have your seats. Pull out your phones, take your selfies. As I said earlier, we have an e-booklet that's going to be shown on a QR code. Please download it to get more information on our ceremony. We also have hashtags. You can see them there. Hashtag ALU, hashtag ALU graduation 2026, and hashtag learning to impact, which is our theme of the day. So graduates, families, friends, let's get settled and let's get ready to celebrate.
Can you look at this room?
Embody, majestic.
This venue is amazing. Perfect for the moment we are trying to celebrate this morning.
Absolutely.
And as you said, we're about to kick off our ceremony. We will start with our academic procession. So please note that the doors will be temporarily closed during that time to ensure a smooth procession. So again, we encourage you, please come in, take your seats, get comfortable. We're about to get started.
All right, Imboni. So in the next 1 minute, how's your morning this morning, Imboni? You're doing well?
I'm excited.
I think we can kick it off. We're about top of the hour.
Yes. All right.
So, murakaza neza.
Karibu.
Akwaba, any Ghanaians in the house?
Bienvenue.
Any Ghanaians in the room? Akwaba.
Bienvenue.
Sani Bonani.
Salam.
And a very warm welcome to the African Leadership University 2026 graduation. And friends, this is a unique graduation. So allow me to just list who is graduating today, not the names of the individuals. We have our executive MBA class of 2024. Can we show them some love? We also have our undergraduate programs, the Bachelor of Entrepreneurial Leadership. Anyone from BEL? And our Bachelor of Software Engineering. Let's hear some love for them. And these are the classes of 2022 and 2023. So friends, my name is Kajenza Rumonji, and I am deeply, deeply honored to be the co-MC today. I serve as a senior manager at the Center for Ethical Leadership here at ALU. And I want to have a unique story for you. My co-host, who's going to introduce herself shortly, we've known each other since high school. Can you imagine?
Yes, and I'm going to tell a little bit on us, because that was, as young as we look.
We do look quite young.
We look pretty young, but that was over 20 years ago.
20 years ago, can
Yes.
you imagine? Wow, you know, I teach many classes at ALU, and I think a majority of our students are in their 20s, I believe. So it's such an honor. In many ways, Imboni, our story reflects the power of ALU's mission, right? People from different backgrounds, journeys, and seasons of life, united by a shared commitment to shaping Africa's future.
I couldn't have said it better, Kagenza. And a good morning to everyone once again. My name is Imboni Zirimwabagabo, and I serve as the Learning Enablement and Capacity Development Senior Manager at ALU. And I am also extremely honored to be here today to celebrate this amazing moment. And we have one task.
Yes.
Me and Kagenza here. And that task is to ensure that all of us celebrate this moment with dignity, with joy, and with the ALU spirit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Imboni, before we go much further, I want to recognize one special group of people,
Yes.
all right? And students, I want to hear your voices, all right? We want to recognize our families, all right? And that's not enough. Before we get there, our families have prayed, they have paid, they have encouraged, and they have sacrificed for you all. So please stand up and give a loud round of applause for all our family in the room, please. Louder, louder, louder. Yes. Absolutely. Families, we see you, we honor you, we celebrate you, you know. Thank you so much. You may have your seats. In our African culture, families continue and must continue to be honored for all they have done for all of us. So thank you very much for that.
You know, I can't imagine how proud our families and parents must feel.
Absolutely.
And I hope you feel our love and acknowledgement and appreciation. Such a beautiful display of love, well deserved. Let's keep that warmth,
Yes.
this warmth we have generated right now. Tell you, we feel your presence, we feel your love, and we are sending that love right
we
back
greet
to
you.
you.
I think that's our main camera. So we send our greetings to you.
Yes, and our Bluetooth. And before we kick off the festivities, I think it's important we do a few housekeeping notes.
Yes, Simone.
Yeah, it's a celebration,
Right.
but some order, a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So friends, in the unlikely event of an emergency, I think you've seen some young ladies and gentlemen dressed in beautiful white t-shirts. You see one in front of me, some all around the room. These are our ushers, and they're well equipped to tell you where you need to go if anything happens. If you need any medical attention, we are also covered. We have first aid in the building. There's a team outside, stationed outside, wearing orange jackets, and they are also fully equipped. We have a clinic downstairs and an ambulance. We do things in the ALU excellent spirit. So we've taken full care of any eventuality.
Absolutely. If you are looking for the restroom or need the restroom, they are located right outside the exits of the auditorium. If you can't find them, we've got you covered. There are ushers there who can help you locate them. And today is about our graduates. Yeah? Oh, this is a give and take. Today is about our graduates, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. And we need to ensure that they enjoy their moment in the sun, their camera Kodak moments.
Yes.
And so we ask two things of you. First, we ask that you kindly keep the movement to a minimum during the course of the ceremony. And for the second request, I ask you just look in your bag or your pocket and pull out your phone.
Yes.
Let's just pull out our phones just for a moment.
Get your
Everybody,
phones out.
just get your phones out
It's
and
okay.
check if they're on silent.
Right.
And if they're not on silent, please put them on silent.
Yes, yes.
Okay? Thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you do that, Imboni, one of the fascinating aspects of ALU is its diversity. Yeah? Many years ago, I got to serve my country, Rwanda, at the United Nations. And Imboni, ALU reminds me so much of the diversity on the global stage. We have, I think, over 50 nationalities. Let me just sample a little bit. Anyone here from West Africa? Let me just see your hands up. West Africa. Some noise, some noise. Is that the best you can do? There's a small country in West Africa. I don't know if there's anyone from here. Nigeria. Anyone from Nigeria? All right, East Africa. Any East Africans here? Fantastic. South. Let's go to the South. Any South? Any Southern Africans? North Africa. I know we do have some as well. Central, you covered in East. So today, we're going to give you a taste of ALU's diversity. In just 2 languages, we want to practice a greeting. In Kinyarwanda, we'll start with our host country, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to say good morning. We say mwaramutse, all right? And you respond mwaramutse neza. Can we do that together? All right, let's give it a shot. Mwaramutse. Mwaramutse. Fantastic, fantastic.
Oh, I feel the warmth is coming.
Yes, it is.
People are getting excited. Let's go down south for a second.
South, yeah.
To Eswatini. I'm going to pretend I'm from Eswatini right now, and I'm going to teach you how to say good morning.
Yes.
So when I say Sanbonani, you say Yebo Sanbonani.
Wonderful.
Sanbonani.
Yebo.
Sanbonani.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Amazing, amazing. So once again, those who are still outside the room, make your way in. We're about to start a grand entrance. Grand entrance, okay? If you have your pictures, your photos, your cameras ready, we're about to begin our ceremony. Shortly, I still see some family members walking in. But in about 30 seconds, we're going to begin our ceremony. In about 30 seconds. All right, friends. So, ladies and gentlemen, we begin our ceremony with the entrance of our academic procession on both sides of the room. Louder, louder. And we'll begin with the EMB graduates who will walk in shortly. These are the Executive Masters in Business Administration. Phenomenal program here at ALU. We can begin our academic procession. Here they come, here they come. Louder, louder.
Look at my eyes, what you see. No pain or misery. No shame, cause there's no need as long as God looking over me. I climbed every mountain and I damn near swam over every sea.
Fantastic.
If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be what I knew.
Faculty and staff.
Even without a clue, if you know what I know, no matter we gon' be okay. No matter what, we gon' be great. Raise your flag and just go crazy, cause you'll be okay. My mama said, strong rules make free. Climb up the mountain so I can see the view. Number one, never number two. Africa, no substitute. To the ground is your roof, not under you. I told no lies, everything my truth. Indeed, I'm the in the stadiums. Take your time, don't rush. Black, white, yellow, Arabian. And Allah we trust. Word on my jams.
So good morning once again, distinguished guests, staff, faculty, students, alumni of ALU, parents, graduates, families, graduates and soon-to-be graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. We can be louder than that, friends. Louder. Remember, I told you this room was built to take a lot of noise, okay?
So today we gather to celebrate a remarkable milestone at ALU, our 11th graduation ceremony in our 11th year.
Yes.
Yes. This includes the first graduating class of our newly restarted Executive MBA program and our 3 joint graduations of all our programs today. This milestone speaks not only to the determination of our graduates, but also to the dedication of our faculty and staff who have taught, guided, challenged, and supported them through their journey.
Absolutely. And you know, Mboni, Rwanda has become more than a host country for ALU. For many of my students, they would tell me how they are deeply inspired by this country. So as we formally begin, ladies and gentlemen, kindly stand for the national anthem of our beautiful host country, the Republic of Rwanda. And this is going to be led by our fantastic ALU choir. Fantastic. Round of applause as you take your seats, please. Mboni, before we go any further, there's one group of people I want our students to help us celebrate. Huh?
Yes.
And this is one of the most important roles in any society. I'm talking about our educators. Graduates, families, and friends, please join me in giving a loud celebration to our faculty and staff who are seated right behind here. Louder, louder, please. Your faculty, your staff, they're all here for all their sacrifices. We see you and we honor you.
Absolutely. What a beautiful moment. The more, after our procession is in, the room just looks even more amazing.
Absolutely.
Kagenza, we know that in our African cultures, whenever there's a significant moment, appreciation, growth, Thanksgiving, we always look to the wise to pave the way before we walk it.
Yes.
And since we pride ourselves on our African heritage, a university based on our African heritage, we have to follow suit.
Absolutely.
So please help me welcome our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ntlantla Twala, to open our graduation.
Fantastic. Welcome, VC.
Good morning. I, Ntlantla Twala, Vice Chancellor of the African Leadership University, hereby declare this graduation ceremony open. It is with special pride that I would like to invite our Chief Executive Officer, Sidi Dlamini, to deliver the welcoming address.
You've told her, so I can go and say something.
Good morning. I walked in here with so much excitement today, feeling like I'm a graduate myself. I saw the students, now graduates, walking in, and everybody was so excited. I thought, oh my goodness, this was me a few years ago. I hope you're feeling the energy of today. It's a huge milestone. My team and I were looking at the parents and the families who are here. There's a family that's all matching. I don't know where they are sitting. They got their outfits out and they said, today we're rolling in deep. There's I think about 6 of them, and I said, how exciting. What a powerful moment. So I just wanted to say, congratulations. Before I even deliver this speech, I hope you're feeling the fire of this moment today. Thank you. Now, it is my honor to welcome all of you this morning. We are joined by distinguished guests today, and the voices that are within us have to be acknowledged and seen. So please allow me to start by acknowledging Dr. Ngosana Moyo, our keynote speaker. Thank you for lending your wisdom to this occasion and being a trusted and reliable partner. Ivan Twari, Country Director of MasterCard Foundation. Your partnership in this work means more than words can carry, and you know it. You know what I mean when I say I know personally what this partnership means. CP Christophe Bizimungu, our Commandant of the National Police College, we're welcome to have you here. We're honored to have you here, and welcome. You welcomed me so well at your own graduation, and I hope we can extend the same welcome. To our Vice Chancellors from the fellow universities across the continent, welcome to this moment of truth for our young Africans. And to the ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps with us today, thank you for your signal, the presence that this sends to the people, that young people matter in this moment. To my council and board members, your stewardship of this institution has left every student feeling like valuable citizens of this continent. You've believed in them even before they thought they had potential. And this is the same that I extend to my faculty and staff, that thank you for the faith that you've had in our students, even before they believed in themselves. Parents, guardians, and families, we will never know your sacrifice that you made to get to this point. Welcome, and this is very much your day. We welcome all your screams and all your celebration, because we know that you've been waiting a long time to have this moment. But above all, today is about our graduates, soon to be graduates. You have made the longest wait, and you're here today. I don't know whether I should say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, because honestly, by the time you get through the day, it will feel like you've gone through all the parts of the day. So good something. Today, I want to talk to you about books. Yes, more books. Not textbooks, not the case studies, not the assigned readings that you may or may not have done. I'm talking about the books that live in you, the story that is you. Because I believe every person in this room is a book, a living and breathing, unfinished book, and today you are turning a page. Now, there are many books, different kinds of books in this world. Some of your lives right now feel like a thriller. You don't know what's coming next. The stakes feel impossibly high.
Every decision feels like it could go wrong. You're reading fast, your heart is racing, you're not sure whether you're the protagonist. What is going on? You're going to miss your friends, but you're excited to move on. All the emotions are in one place. If that's you, I want you to know the tension that you feel is not a sign that something is broken. It's a sign and a story that is alive in you. Some of your lives may feel like drama. Hello to the drama queens. There has been loss, maybe sacrifice, people who didn't stay much, moments that didn't go your way or as you planned, scenes you wish you could rewrite. But drama is not a weakness. We know you're the entertainers, and it is depth. The greatest stories ever told are dramatic, and the characters who survive the hardest scenes are always the most compelling by the final act. Some of your lives may feel like romance. We're looking forward to seeing some of the weddings that will come out of this. You're in love with a person, with a mission, with a dream, with this continent, with the idea of what you could build. Hold on to that moment. The world will try to make you feel cynical, but don't let it. Romance, in the truest sense, is hope made visible. And hope is the most powerful force I know. And if you leave with nothing else today, hold on to the word hope, because that is what I'm talking about. Some of you are living in a coming-of-age story. Still, you're figuring out who you are, what you stand for, what you want your name to mean. It's not a crisis. That's the whole point of the journey. Maybe your mission that you came with has changed, and it's evolved, and maybe it will change in 2 years. It is still part of the journey. Some of you, I see you, maybe you're living all of these types of books at once. They're the thriller and the romance and the drama, sometimes within the same week, maybe even the same Tuesday afternoon. Who knows? Your life is a genre in defining, boundary breaking. It's impossible to categorize in one story. After all, you are African, and we are African, and we know our story is always dynamic. Well, you know what? That's good, because the most important books never actually fit neatly in a shelf. There's always every single one of us holding something that is different at different point. But here's what every single one of these books has in common. It has chapters. No matter the genre, every book has chapters, and no single chapter, not one, defines the whole book. Not the chapter where you failed or learned, as we believe in learning in this institution. Not the chapter where you lost someone, not the chapter where you got it wrong, or where the world got it wrong on your behalf. And equally, not even the chapter where everything went perfectly. Because a chapter is not the story. A chapter is a part of the story. I know something about chapters as well. I've had chapters in my own life, and I thought were endings. Moments of uncertainty, so sharp, I couldn't see past them. I've had chapters in my life that felt like they would define me forever. And I'm standing here today as proof that they didn't. They just built on to who I am. No chapter gets to be written and end at that point. Some of you, as you know, some chapters are just, those chapters that keep on coming back around. Here's one of my chapter coming in back full force, but it's a different chapter. I'm standing here today living proof of that. ALU was once a chapter in my life, a very formative one, and now I found myself here at it again. Same institution, same mission, same belief in what this continent can become, but I'm not the same person who lived in that very first chapter. I return with different eyes, a different weight, different sense of what the work demands and what it means. What it looks like in this chapter on the surface is actually something entirely new, because even I am a new person. Embrace your new as you go into your next phase. So the last thing I want to say to you is be open to the chapters that feel like full circle moments. Be open to returning to something that you think you already knew, a city, a field, a relationship, a version of yourself. Don't miss it as you're going forward, and don't let it feel like moving backwards. It can never be moving backwards. No two chapters can ever look alike, because they don't happen to the same person. Then there you are, returning to something That is something that you thought you left, but you never actually left. Time changes the reader, and when the reader changes, the whole story changes within them. So as you embrace this new chapter, embrace hope. Approach it with hope, even when hope feels irrational. Especially then, have a hope. You are here today because we had hope in this institution. When nobody else believed in the dream, when some people thought that our founder was crazy, we had hope and we had faith and we believed in him, and this is why we are here today. So remember, you are not defined by the chapter that you came from. You are not defined by the genre that you feel like you've been living in. You are an author, and today the page turns. Write something worth reading, because you are the young Africans, and you are no longer the future leaders. You are the current leaders. We are already looking up to you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Sidi, for those moving words. Beautiful story. One chapter closes, another one opens, and you're most welcome back to ALU. Friends, we've come to the time for our keynote address. It's a great honor of mine to welcome Dr. Nkosana Moyo. You're most welcome, sir.
Fred Swaneka, founder and chairman of the board. Sidi Dlamini, the CEO, members of council and board, Ivan Mtwari, country director for MasterCard Foundation, vice chancellors of fellow universities, ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps, Christoph Bizimungu, commander of the National Police College, distinguished guests, staff, faculty, students, alumni of ALU, parents, guardians, and families of graduates, and of course, the people for who we are gathered here today, the graduates and soon-to-be graduates. Good morning. In normal times, a commencement speech is supposed to be a place where people like me look back on the journey they've traveled and they try to extract from that journey things that they think are worthwhile to share with those who are graduating. But I'm afraid that my perception is that we are not in normal times. And therefore, if I take the traditional approach, it would be like me asking you to go out there and drive your car looking through the rearview mirror. I do not think that the tools that we've used, my generation is used, are going to be relevant to a journey that you're going to be traveling. And therefore, I'm going to take a slightly different approach. I'm going to look at what I perceive as the most, not the only, but some of the most challenging circumstances surrounding where you are headed off to, and just try to identify them. I won't even try to proffer a solution because I don't think I know what the solution is. In many ways, I could argue that you are better trained and prepared to come up with those solutions than I am. So all I can do now is to identify some of what I think are the priorities you should be putting your innovative minds to or towards to try and create stable societies and the stable global community, if you like. So I'm going to touch on things that impact us as Africans, but I'm sure you'll agree with me that in today's world, there is no such isolation. We don't live on an island. So what I identify as African challenges will naturally be linked to what are global challenges. I think the first one, which might surprise you, is the architecture of the nation state. I personally think that the architecture of the nation state is a problem. And I'm not saying it's about to go away anytime soon, but we need to recognize that the architecture of a nation state, firstly, it's an artifact of humanity. We created it. It's not one of those natural phenomena, part of the laws of nature, if you like. We created an architecture of the nation state. On the other side, we aspire to create a global human community. And yet we've created something that binds us to a very narrowly defined geography called the nation state. When you look at the accountability frameworks of the nation state, if you elect me to be president of Zimbabwe, you are not electing me to look after Zambians or Malawians or South Africans. And yet we want to create a way of relating to each other which goes beyond the nation state. I think we need to stop and think, not in order to do away with the nation state, but in order to recognize the constraints. In fact, I would call it a limiting constraint it puts on what we can achieve above the nation state. I would, amongst other observations, challengingly say, for me, that's why the UN does not work and will never work. It's not because people who are in the UN don't want it to work, but there's a constraint of the nation state which makes sure it cannot work. So bear that in mind. We've got a challenge of the concept of the nation state, which makes it difficult for us to achieve some of the things we'd like to achieve. Coming closer to home, on the African continent, you've been put through a process of becoming entrepreneurial, coming up with solutions to all manner of problems. I want to suggest to you that the foundation on which you stand in order to solve anything is a competent state, a capable state. And most of our states are not competent, they are not capable. You will say to me, but I do not want to be a politician. I'm not a politician. I understand that and I respect that. And I'm not asking you to be a politician. But I'm asking you to use your talents and your training of solving problems to come up with a solution to make our states functional, competent, capable, in order to serve the interests and the livelihoods of those who live within them as a whole, not partially. I think you'll find that all your efforts will be very frustrated and very frustrating for as long as the states on the continent are not competent. So without being a politician, become an active citizen and use your talents to find a way of how we get beyond this and create leaders in our societies who understand what a state is meant to be, how a state is meant to serve all its citizens, and that will also create space for you to do what you've been trained to do. So it's not a nice to do, nice to have, it's a must do. You have to address yourselves to that. When you listen to people like Fred, I've just been listening to him this morning. He was speaking glowingly of AI and all the wonderful things he's doing with AI all over the world. And I absolutely applaud him for that. But I also want, most things in the universe, funnily enough, they are like day and night. Day and night are intimately linked. There can be no day without there being night. The one defines the other. And most elements in the universe have got this duality about them. And I think it would be a mistake to pay attention only to the one side without being painfully aware that the other side also exists. Because we need to manage both sides. The good that these tools can deliver for society, but also the dangers that are inherent in them. And life is going to accelerate in many fascinating ways because of AI. Productivity is going to reach levels that we could not imagine before. But there are also dangers that come with exactly that capability. And those dangers are going to be driven partly by human greed, partly by human competitiveness, and these elements that will drive this same tool, which in itself one would have to say is neutral. But we need to know that in the hands of the wrong people, it's capable of doing immense harm to society. And so we must, as we celebrate what it can do, be fully aware of the dangers that come with what we're going to be facing. And this is the future that you're graduating into. So you need to pay attention and see, as you take advantage of what it can do for society, be cognizant of the dangers that are inherent in its existence. With Gavin this morning, we talked about the mental health of the generation to which you belong. And we're trying to understand, what is it that has led society into this space where a lot of you are struggling with this issue? And again, I'm not going to give you a solution, but I think it's evident to most of us that there is an issue we need to deal with, and that if we don't deal with it, do the correct diagnosis, and then attempt to work at coming up with a way of dealing and mitigating this, the consequences of this, society will end up in a very bad place. So we have ended up, and I would hazard that part of what has led us to where we are is, it may surprise you, but I think we've urbanized our societies in a manner where we did not anticipate what that human pressure, what would come out of a rural community becoming urbanized, getting into a pressure cooker, which is an urban setting, and the dehumanizing nature of that environment, the consequences of that. And I think it's an area where you need to apply again your creativity, your innovativeness, your energy into trying to find a solution for us, not to reverse. We cannot reverse urbanization. I think it's here to stay. But I think we can do with urbanization in a smart way, smart cities, whatever it might be, whatever I want to call it, in order for the negatives that come out of it to be mitigated. Then there is another issue which kind of bothers me, which I would have thought is an obvious, atomization of human rights. I think given your generation, some of you, or maybe even most of you, may not like what I'm going to say. But I think part of solving societal challenges is the ability to deal with different perspectives on issues and accommodate them and listen, actually, even if you disagree, and see whether there is something in there you had not thought about. But I get the impression that especially the Western societies, who we try to follow almost sometimes slavishly, in my opinion, are atomizing human rights to a level that is not making sense to me. I don't think you can atomize human rights and at the same time talk about a society. I think these are contradictions. And the conversation at the moment in the Western world is a progressive and further push for individualization, i.e. that's human rights at an individual level. But that conversation is not yet taken the balanced perspective, which I think it needs to take about, but what is the crossover point between me as an individual having rights and me as an individual being part of a society? What does that look like? What is the compromise? What is the intersection? I'm hearing a lot about human rights, and as I've called it, it's atomization, breaking it down to the smallest level, atomic level. But that conversation needs to be balanced out. What is a society? How does an individual with all these human rights function within the context of a society? Again, it's the world that faces you out there in a more pronounced way than the world that I lived in, or I've lived it in the past. So it's a challenge that you're going to have to deal with. Kind of linked to this atomization and linked to some extent to the issue of a capable nation state is what I've termed the universalization of values and practices. What do I mean by this? I think there is a lot going on under the guise of what I would call cultural imperialism. I think the world that considers itself as being more advanced than, let's say, our continent as part of the other world, has given itself the right to impose its value system on that other part of the world to which we belong. So there is an attempt to universalize on the basis of a superiority, a perceived superiority of some kind, the practices and the value systems of some part of the world on another part of the world. I'm going to get concrete, point out to certain things which are not in themselves a right or wrong issue, but you need to recognize the imposition element in them. So if you take the issue of gay rights as an example, if you go back in history, countries like the UK, the US, and you look at even their militaries, the way they've evolved, they've come from a place where these things were not accepted to a place where they've evolved internally in themselves, and rightfully so, to accepting them. But the minute they arrive at that point, then they want everybody else not to go through their own journey, but they want you to take what they have arrived at as applicable to you too, not allowing you to travel your own journey. But part of where this comes from is our incompetent states. You see, having a voice, having a say around the global table, so to speak, only arises from being credible. Being credible can only come from being able to execute competently and be perceived to be competent. So for as long as our states are not competent, we will subconsciously not have the voice that we should have. Because the other part of the world will give themselves the right to say they know better because we are not evidencing the ability to run our spaces in the manner in which we should do. Not for them, but for our own people. So don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying we should be competent to run our spaces to suit the interests of the other. At the moment, we are not meeting the minimum standards of our own citizenry. And that's where our credibility is going to come from. I think I'm in the right place for this particular conversation. Rwanda today, in many people's minds, punches way above its weight. Why? Its weight and size. Why? Because there is a perception, rightly or wrongly, that it's a competent state. And therefore, Rwanda could say, for instance, to the international community, at the end of the genocide, we are not taking our people to The Hague. We are going to deal with them ourselves, using our own methods, and get away with it. That's having a voice and having credibility to allow you to pursue your own problems in a manner that is appropriate for your society. So I go back to this issue. Get competent states, that will give you credibility, that will give you a voice. I'm not saying the politicians, but it's foundational. For everything else you're going to do, how you are perceived, so pay attention. Make it part of your agenda. Use your imagination, your creativity to get us to have competent and capable states. I think actually I would like to leave it on that note. I've not been given a lot of time. I could talk to you about all manner of things, but maybe lastly, let me just leave you with a puzzle that I have. And maybe some of you will be kind enough to reach out to me and tell me what the solution is. I alluded to earlier to the construct of the universe which puzzles me. It looks to me like literally every element of the universe has got a flip side. So I gave you an example of daytime and nighttime. There is winter, there is summer, there is autumn and whatever. Virtually every element in the universe has got a flip side. And we have socialized ourselves to think of the one side as good and the other side as not so good. I think in social sciences, they call it a shadow. When you refer to human beings, every human being has got a shadow. It's a very similar phenomenon. I often wonder whether actually the labels through language that we've given to these two sides are causing us a problem in terms of being able to navigate our way and manage our lives in a manner that is consistent with this observation. Because if we think and we are more comfortable in daytime and we've got a negative orientation towards nighttime, and yet the two are intimately linked, what does it say? What are we saying? Is in fact nighttime as good as daytime is, and vice versa? Because the one gives meaning to the other. They are not really two different things. They are a continuum. And I think if you look at your experience of the world, you'll find that as you go through and do I don't know what you want to call it, a cataloging of what I'm saying, you'll find that virtually every element of the universe has got this issue of duality. Would our lives be different? Would the approach we use to solving problems be different if we started changing the vocabulary we use and not calling the one side better than the other, but regarding them simply as neutral? It's if something is black and something is white, why do we attribute better acceptability to what is white and not so much acceptability to what is black? But these things are neutral. Can we psychologically work on ourselves to begin to reframe how we look at the universe in this context and attribute neutrality to this duality and then approach solving our problems in that manner? Thank you very much and good luck in the world that is very complicated.
Wow. Friends, do you feel your brain is shifting? I'm not surprised, Dr. Moyo, at the range of your insights. You've taken us from international relations to state building to mental health. When I look at your profile, you have a PhD in physics, but I've served as a cabinet minister and a senior development practitioner in Africa. So, Prof, we really honor you and thank you for your excellent remarks. Thank you, sir. Now, in 2024, ALU relaunched its executive MBA program. Many of my friends, yes, please. You know, and when we took a pause, a lot of my friends were saying, why did you take away the only phenomenal, excellent MBA program we have in this area? But we relaunched in 2024, and today we celebrate the first graduating class of this renewed chapter. And I'm very happy because we have one alumni I know of from the previous cohort. I'll put him on the spot. Mr. Ivan, the country director of MasterCard Foundation. Ivan, can you wave to the people? So you can see the quality of people we are producing at ALU. These graduates balanced demanding careers, families, lots of travel, like my friend Ferdi, leadership responsibilities, yet they continued to learn and grow. That required discipline, humility, and perseverance. This is exactly the kind of restless excellence
we celebrate at ALU. So to the EMBA cohort, congratulations for reaching this far. Dr. Kate, Dr. Marie-Claire, we wish you all the best. And now, please join me in welcoming Comfrey Alianji to speak on behalf of this pioneering cohort. Welcome, Comfrey.
Honorable Minister of Education of the Republic of Rwanda, Honorable Minister of ICT and Innovation, Chairperson and members of the University Board, our founder, Fred Sonika, Head of Police Academy, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kosana Moyo, our keynote speaker, distinguished guests, faculty, students, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Comfrey Alianji, and it's my great honor and distinct privilege to be speaking to you today. Graduates, congratulations. Doing hard things bears fruits. Today, I want to start my speech with a story of change and resilience. And in 1989, 3 great things happened. It was the great year I was born. And also the fall of the Berlin Wall, which symbolized the end of division and beginning of unity, and the birth of the World Wide Web, opening new horizons and knowledge and connection and the internet as we know it today. As we gather here today, we are reminded that change is inevitable, change is coming, and change is here. Embodied by all of these graduates, you are leaders hooded by the ALU V3 leadership of vision, value, and virtue. My own journey is a story of transformation. I graduate today with an EMBA in conservation leadership, a milestone that reflects a long-standing commitment to change. My story began with a unique opportunity sponsored by an NGO, Compassion International, which launched me into the world of development and social impact. In 2018, after a long search of a job like many of you have done, I was invited for an interview by the WWF in Nairobi, Kenya. I had no background in conservation. My education was in psychology, seemingly very unrelated to wildlife and forests. During the interview, a panelist asked me, Comfrey, what is your connection to forests and nature? I was caught off guard by that question, and I responded, thank you for that question. Do you know I was circumcised in a forest? The room burst out in laughter. It was an all-female panel. The interview ended, and as I walked home, I wondered if I had secured the job. Like everyone else here today, you are faced your most challenging moments, and they come to you fast and furious, unprepared. Today, I stand before you as a testament, joining ALU and this executive MBA has validated my commitment to conservation, given me the confidence to formalize my conservation expertise and expand my leadership beyond what I thought was possible. It transformed me, not only my career, but also my purpose. But if there's only one thing this MBA gave me beyond knowledge, it was a new way of seeing the world. Our executive MBA class brought together professionals from more than 10 African countries, alongside classmates from the United States and Japan. We arrived with different passports, different industries, different accents, and different stories. Yet somewhere along this journey, those differences became our greatest strengths. Our diversity became our curriculum. We learned from professionals improving value chains, agricultural value chains, engineers building AI systems, conservation leaders protecting biodiversity, and entrepreneurs creating new businesses, educators shaping future generations, financiers driving investment, and public servants who are seated here today influencing policy. Every assignment benefited from perspective we could never have found in a textbook. This is the ALU EMBA experience. And I still remember our very first course, Doing Business in Africa, taught by Professor Omoale Crenshaw. Then came the first quiz. Many of us scored close to 0. I remember looking around the room and seeing the disbelief in your faces. That quiz reminded us that experience alone will not carry us through this program. We had to unlearn, relearn, and grow. Then there was Professor Oliver's favorite quote, which stayed with me ever since. He said, "Leaders are born as babies." All these leaders you see here were once babies. Can you imagine that? Great leadership is not something we inherit. It is something we develop through humility, learning, failure, and perseverance. As class representative, I had the privilege of witnessing this transformation up close. I watched classmates support one another through demanding careers, family responsibilities, countless assignments, and more than a few sleepless nights. We challenged one another's thinking. We celebrated each other's victories and lifted one another through the difficult moments. We became more than classmates. We became family. And life didn't pause there. While we pursued this MBA, it kept unfolding around us. We celebrated promotions, new jobs, some started businesses, and some changed careers. Some got married, and as a class, we welcomed our new life in the cohort. We joyfully celebrated our first Ember baby, born to one of our classmates from Tanzania. She's here. Then came our second baby from Kenya. That baby was mine, actually. I became a father during this program. And just recently, we welcomed our third Ember baby, born to one of our classmates here from Rwanda. These weren't just happy announcements on the WhatsApp group we had. It became reminders that while we were building careers, we were also building our lives together. That's why today I don't simply see classmates seated here. I see lifelong friends, trusted colleagues, future collaborators, and a family that stretches across Africa and beyond. Together we traveled to Mauritius and came together here in Rwanda, which is the place to be. Are you all excited? Rwanda, the place to be, yes. While learning extended beyond the classroom, we visited remarkable businesses and visionaries, entrepreneurs, including Sina Gerard, founder of Akabanga, whose story reminded us that African innovation and resilience build globally recognized brands. We worked in Pan-African teams, learned from one another's experience, and built friendship that now stretches across the continent and beyond. Today, if I travel to Ghana, I know I have family there. If you visit Kenya, where I'm from, you have family there. Standing here in Rwanda, I know I have family too. ALU did not simply build a network, it built a community. The impact of this program is reflected in the work we have produced during our capstone. Across our class, we developed AI-powered electric vehicle dashboards, designed innovative online education models, we built agriculture and conservation ventures, strengthened wildlife finance through the Wildlife Economy Investment Index, and created solutions addressing some of Africa's greatest challenges. These are not just capstones projects, they are blueprints for the future we intend to build, as our keynote speaker has talked today. When I look at the graduating class today, I remember their faces during the matriculation. Dr. Marie-Claire can remember. Some were excited, some were very nervous, and some wondered if they truly belonged to the class. Now I looked across some of their faces and I see leaders. I see entrepreneurs, I see innovators, I see conservationists, I see policymakers, educators, investors, and change makers who are ready to shape Africa. What a remarkable journey of transformation. In my final thoughts, graduates, change is coming, like I said, and change is here now, as you are represented here, and Africa is waiting for you. Africa depends on you. Your country, your village is waiting for your potential to be unleashed. My final words, as you graduate, you are now the change. And I ask you to lead with vision, to see what is not and ask why not, to look beyond your own position and identity and see what you can do for the world, to set a new direction, not just for yourself, but for your organization, your community, and your country, and the planet. You need to lead with value, to build not just critique, to scale the walls that stand in your ways, and to deploy not just your skills, but knowledge and all part of you. Lead with vision and empathy, to see yourselves as part of a larger world, to burn for justice, to sense common ground when differences threaten. There will be differences, especially here in Africa, and those who are married know this very well. Differences are always there. When I came here to Rwanda, I had to solve one of the first problem I encountered. My wife didn't like the hotel we had booked, so I had to call Radisson Blu, and there was no room for us. So I had to tell her, no, we have to stay here today. So those who are differences, I already solved on the first day when I landed in Rwanda. You need to lead with courage, to step into the unknown and into possibilities without having all the answers. To hold steady in the face of both the seduction and threats of the status quo. To stand up when others cannot and won't. To lead with a global mindset and navigate different contexts, locations, and time zones. To see the hidden connection between people, ideas, and systems and build new ones. To catalyze impact across perceived and actual boundaries. Today, you are not just a graduate. The change is you. You are leaders poised to transform Africa and the world. Embrace change, lead with integrity, and serve with humility. Congratulations once again, and see you at work. Thank you.
Asante sana, Comfrey. I know in the School of Wildlife we teach a lot about forests, but there's one module I'm sure we don't have. And it sounds like the EMBA needs a daycare. Maybe Fred is taking note. At this moment, it is my singular pleasure to invite an individual who has been a pillar of this program, my friend and colleague, Dr. Marie-Claire Mukama-Zimhaka, to begin the presentation of our graduates from the Executive MBA class of 2024. Dr. Marie-Claire, we welcome you.
African Leadership University, I have the honor to present to you 19 graduates who have successfully fulfilled all the academic requirements as approved by the Senate for the award of Executive Masters of Business Administration. The graduates are Adelina Abela Tinabo from Tanzania. Akipo Francois Junior Ohuko from Benin in absentia. Blessing Chichamiso Matiro from Zimbabwe. Cheryl Tinashe Mabika from Zimbabwe. Clement Ndamage from Rwanda. Comfrey Mungau Arianji from Kenya. Ferdi Turatsinze from Rwanda. Kazera Mediatrice from Rwanda. Kevin Balasa Wafula from Kenya. Letizia Nyamhinga from Rwanda. Luchmi Lamhelawan from Mauritius. Maximiran Misak from Tanzania. Oluwatonirorari Bochwe from Nigeria. Peace Izamukuza from Rwanda. Serge Aimé Sugira from Rwanda. Tando G from South Africa. Umuru Tasate Shamila from Rwanda. Winnie Alex Nyato from Tanzania.
Can we have another round of applause for our amazing executive MBA graduates? Just beautiful. You really have set the bar high. Yeah, MBA graduates, you've set the bar incredibly high. But now I want to turn our focus to the engine room of our university's vibrant spirit, our undergraduate classes. As you can hear, there is always excitement. And it's because our undergraduate journey at ALU is a special kind of fire. It's where raw talent and potential meets purpose, and where the next generation of our African trailblazers are forged. To speak on behalf of this incredible group is no small feat. And our ever ambitious future leaders, this year, we had 77 candidates try out to speak to you this morning. And while the standards, yes, 77, and while the standards were very high, almost all of them could have stood before you this morning to speak. But I want to introduce the one who will. She won't just be representing her fellow graduates or her faculty and staff, but she will be representing our confidence and assurance in the transformation of Africa in these graduates' hands. Please help me welcome Sarabel Odero.
All protocols observed. To the distinguished faculty who will now be getting a break from our emails. To our parents who are here to know whether they sold cows to take cows to school. And finally, to the largest graduating class in the history of ALU. The builders, the innovators, the change makers, the class of 2026. I say jambo, muraho, saubona, how you day? The question we're here to answer today is whether the investment of our parents, our guardians, and our benefactors has yielded fruit. Now, graduates, hands up if you have at any point been asked whether you have a first class. All right, guardians, hands up as well if you have asked your child whether they have a first class, and if you have bullied them, if not. I have been asked that question myself quite a bit, but before I answer it, allow me to paint what education has been for us for the past 3 years. My name is Sarabel Odero, and when I was 6 years old, I wanted to be president. Everyone I shared this dream with did well to remind me that a girl cannot be a president in Kenya, maybe a president's wife. The first time I met a president was also the first time I saw a convoy of cars and men wearing suits, bodyguards. It was then that I decided if I couldn't be president, then I could be the president's wife. Kenyans in the room, please join me in thanking God for saving Kenya from having another corrupt president, me. Here at ALU, I became vice president. Even better, ALU allowed me to meet and interact with Africa's first female president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That I engaged firsthand with a president who is the semblance of Ubuntu, His Excellency Paul Kagame. We say thank you because for feats like this, we are allowed to stand. Education has been that you got to understand that in Rwanda, systems work and structures work. Our mission has been to build communities, lead our countries forward, and lead Africa forward. Education has been learning that leadership asks first, what can I do in service of others? Education has been learning selflessness and consideration. At 12, I wanted to be a journalist for CNN, but my best friend then let me know that I was too dark to be a journalist at CNN. And just in case you're wondering, yes, I did try to do something about my skin tone. And by the time my mom found out and whooped me, Nigerians say, you go explain tire, no evidence. Mine has evidence, and to date, my nose is lighter than the rest of my skin tone. Education in ALU has been allowing us to meet ourselves in a way that allows us to answer the question, who am I? And like most of us here, I am now able to answer that question. I am Black, I am African, and I am very proud. Education has been learning about sacrifice for self and others, the selflessness that comes with people investing in your growth, whether on a full scholarship, half, or supported by a parent. The investment was in the belief of your becoming, and for that, we say thank you.
If Africa does not stand on its feet during our time, then surely, comrades, we will have failed. And it will be true that our parents sold cows to take cows to school. For us, the graduates, sacrifice came in many forms, even in the form of food. The West Africans gave up their desire for food with a little more pepper and settled down after a few months of grumbling and refusing to eat. We, the East Africans, did not want pepper in our food, and we did not understand why the Nigerians were always complaining. Years later, we get to understand that suya in Nigeria is simply nyama choma in Kenya, that sadza in Zimbabwe is a cousin to kaunga in Rwanda. Ghana, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Cote d'Ivoire may spend generations debating whose jollof is the best, only for Tanzania to emerge quietly from the corner with their pilau. You discover that injera in Ethiopia and lalo in Somalia resemble kisra in Sudan. I have been to 21 countries now. I now listen to Yoruba music. I speak a little French when I'm in Togo, and when I'm in Rwanda, ichinya Rwanda chane nichiza chane. The power of an ALU education has been in the exposure. From the hubs in Ghana, Kenya, Lagos, Ethiopia, Silicon Valley in California, Washington, D.C., New York, Switzerland, and beyond, we can all attest that the grass is green here in Africa. In Europe, the grass is plastic. Can I hear an amen? The power of an ALU education, again, is that the world being your classroom is literal. It is a lived experience, because places like ALU allow you to experience the beauty of a united Africa firsthand. That education asks, what is the problem in my community and how do I solve it? Education has been learning to fall in love with the problem instead of running away from it. Look, graduates, hands up if your mission is in education, agriculture, healthcare, governance, climate change, infrastructure, job creation. Hands up even if you declared a mission in all those areas. Surely, if this is not the future of Africa being built right here, then I don't know what is. Education has been the willingness to build together, to disagree together, to dream together, to fail together, and to try again together. That has been education. Education has been learning and unlearning love, sometimes at the ALU Christian Fellowship. Shout out to the You Love Club, the Debate Society, and sometimes celebrating Eid with the Muslim community. I am on a mission to attend a wedding in every African country, and my friends are really making me excited in that they are making that dream come alive. Here in ALU, we are taught about intermarriages in practice. For example, DR Congo meets Nigeria. Hi, Toby and Victoria. I am yet to introduce my Zimbabwean to my dad, but I am announcing it in advance. Hi, Dad. Surely then, ladies and gentlemen, the dream must have moved from first class to Africa first. The dream must have moved beyond assuming that the only important courses are law, medicine, and engineering. So I return the question that everyone asks. The question should not be whether we have a first class. The question should be whether we build networks amongst the next generation of Africa's leaders. The question should be which of Africa's grand challenges we are trying to solve. The question should be what is your dream for Africa and what are you doing to idealize that dream. The question should be whether we learn to work across cultures, languages, and borders. The question should be on the practical work we have done and that we continue to do to move Africa forward. The question should be on whether you discovered yourself and whether the discovery of yourself is leading you to something greater than yourselves. Surely, we must have moved from do you have a first class to are you an ethical leader? Do you have the courage to solve the problems in your community? A first class does look good on paper, but ethical leadership, courage, friendship, purpose, and responsibility will endure. May our education transform us to impact, from learning to impact. May time not make us strangers. May the love, intentionality, and grit cultivated here in ALU win, always. In closing, graduates, please raise your hands up if an education in ALU has transformed your life. And to the parents, guardians, and faculty too, surely, hands up if your hope for Africa has been renewed by our graduates here. We say thank you, asante sana, merci beaucoup, and congratulations to the class of 2026. Please clap for yourselves.
Can we have another round of applause for Sarabel? Sarabel, thank you for your passion. Did you feel her passion as she spoke? And I hope that you continue to step to the side and refuse to listen to the naysayers in the rest of your story and keep your steadfast ambition. We're watching out for elections soon. I want us to take a moment, just like in every community, we also face loss. And so I would like us to pause for a moment of silence to remember our alumni, Patrick Karikezi. Thank you. Now allow me to introduce our dedicated academic director, Jeremiah Essuman, to present the graduates of the undergrad programs.
Good morning. This is the time you're all been waiting for. Are you ready? Great. We continue with the presentation of our undergrad programs. On that note, Vice Chancellor, I present to you the following students, having completed with satisfaction all requirements for the degree program, Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurial Leadership. I now invite our program manager for BL, Dr. Innocent Essuman, and our BL lead, Claudine Ukabir-Funa, to call out their names.
Good morning for our BL graduate. Abbas Animeri Kuku from Sudan. Abena Adubia Nicole from Ghana. Abiye Maseba Christine Briggs from Nigeria. Adeline Tumukunde from Democratic Republic of Congo. Agape Classier Akaniji from Rwanda. Alham Hamad Yasser from Rwanda. Aisha Mastu Kaba from Cote d'Ivoire. Aimé Murakatete from Democratic Republic of Congo. Alexandra Kelechi Ujuku from Nigeria. Alexia Uomugisha from Uganda. Alpha Murangira Muniayana from Rwanda. Ali Mohammed Muhammad from Somali. Alice Justine Ginaba Gibangiri from South Sudan. Alice Munezero from Rwanda. Aline Umutavu from Rwanda. Alan Bahizi from Rwanda. Alliance Ishimwe from Rwanda. Alliance Mutezi from Democratic Republic of Congo. Alvin Mihigo from Rwanda. Ama Francesca Dacinie Ekondaho from Côte d'Ivoire. Amina Bizimungu Iradukunda from Rwanda. Amina Ishimwe from Rwanda. Anaiza Christela Gihozo from Rwanda. Andrew Kamau Kimani from Kenya. Andrew Stephen Boima from Sierra Leone. Andy Shima Ichemizo from Rwanda. Ange Bella Akimana from Burundi. Ange Belize Irakozi from Rwanda. Ange Carlene Igiraneza from Burundi. Ange Nshimiu Mukiza Inema from Rwanda. Angel Janice Okot from Kenya. Angel Precious Ineza from Rwanda. Angeline Gabrielle Gatwich from South Sudan. Anik Muranga from Rwanda. Anita Nshuti Hirwa from Rwanda. Apolline Marie-Madeleine Tusingje from Rwanda. Ariane Mageza from Rwanda. Armel Kaitare Imena from Rwanda. Armel Rugambangwa from Rwanda. Arnold Divin Ganza from Rwanda. Asumta Mukamazipanka from Rwanda. Augustine Chidiogo Uchechuku from Nigeria. Barbara Isimbe from Rwanda. Belinda Tiwonje Musia from Zimbabwe. Belinda Uwasi from Rwanda. Belize Ngabire from Rwanda. Belize Niyo Mubiyei from Rwanda. Benilde Tieche Muberarugo from Rwanda. Benize Ishimwe from Rwanda. Benise Giramata Ishimwe from Rwanda. Benita Atete from Rwanda. Benjamin Kagiraneza from Democratic Republic of Congo. Betty Njoki Kailo from Kenya. Binta Chanta from Gambia. Blandine Kundwa Dusabe Mungu from Rwanda. Blessing Michael Akpan from Nigeria. Blessing Uwu Kunzi from Rwanda. Boris Munana from Rwanda. Briella Brenda Igihozo from Rwanda. Bruno Kaitari from Rwanda. Karine Jolie Mwezi from Rwanda. Celine Uwasi from Rwanda. Chance Obine Shimwa from Rwanda. Chanceline Niyotugandana from Rwanda. Chantal Nyoshuti from Democratic Republic of Congo. Charity Patience Kaneza from Rwanda. Chidima Rita Uzoma from Nigeria. Chizom Privela Chimezie from Nigeria. Chloe Keila Karumei from Rwanda. Krista Tuza Ineza from Rwanda. Christela Ngabire Mana from Burundi. Christela Sacre Umugangwa from Rwanda. Christelle Ogila Kanamungire from Rwanda. Christian Kairanga from Rwanda. Christian Guema from Rwanda. Christiana Retnan Simon from Nigeria. Claude Bigirimana from Burundi. Claudine Niyegena from Rwanda. Clemence Uwineza from Rwanda. Clovis Ganza from Democratic Republic of Congo. Confiance Mutoni from Democratic Republic of Congo. Konzana Cornelius Mangati, Sudan. Cynthia Ruzima, Rwanda. Cynthia Umuhire, Rwanda. Cynthia Uwasi, Rwanda. Daphne Musemakweri, Rwanda. Darik Metezino Chane, Ethiopia. Darlene Ruhunda Keza, Rwanda. Davis Verite Shami Gatabazi, Rwanda. Deborah Izimbi, Rwanda. Deborah Yachol, South Sudan. Delis Imutoni Irakuzi, Rwanda. Delicia Kalima Kaliza, Rwanda. Deng Ade Malual Akoy, South Sudan. Diane Uwizeyimana, Rwanda. Divine Chigozri Ihanacho, Nigeria. Divine Dus Ineza, Rwanda. Divine Honete, Democratic Republic of Congo. Divine Iradukunda, Rwanda. Divine Lagras Ijirubuntu, Burundi. Divine Ukweyi Izihirwe, Rwanda. Dosile Tracy Mugesha, Rwanda. Dorcas Kumba Lamin, Sierra Leone. Doreen Uhera, Rwanda. Ebunolula Toluwani Olulande, Nigeria. Edith Isengirera, Rwanda. Edwige Rusagara Chiuzuzo, Rwanda. Elfride Mutoni Uwimanzi, Rwanda. Eliane Mbabazi, Rwanda. Eliane Nyibigira, Rwanda. Eliane Mariza Gwem, Burkina Faso. Eli Uwamungu, Rwanda. Elijah Victor Kizihira, Rwanda. Hélène Gihozo, Rwanda. Elvis Nduwimana, Burundi. Elise Kwitonda, Rwanda. Emery Patrice Ishimo Chabahire, Rwanda. Emilienne Ndayogije, Burundi. Emmanuel Asimwe, Rwanda. Emmanuel Shema, Rwanda. Emanuela Christine Afoyore, Uganda. Eniola Abisola Asumo, Nigeria. Eric Kaitari, Rwanda. Espoir Muvunyi, Democratic Republic of Congo. Esther Uwem George, Nigeria. Evidence Sanelisiwe Kumalo, Zimbabwe. Ezekiel Kwesi Bagidi, Ghana. Fabienne Nyonshutu, Rwanda. Fabrice Iradukunda, Rwanda. Fanny Banku Akan, Nigeria. Fanny Ikiriezi, Rwanda. Fati Sango, Democratic Republic of Congo. Fatim Sonumu, Guinea. Faustine Rukundu, Democratic Republic of Congo. Fiona Sina Kuzo, Rwanda. Fortuné Nyanrise Giyumwa, Rwanda. Francine Uwitozi, Rwanda. Fred Mutabazi, Rwanda. Frida Uwinjineye, Rwanda. Fortuna Kiflai Abtemikael, Eritrea. Gentil Uwasi, Congo. Ghislaine Sugira, Rwanda. Gladys Nshimwe Zidambiwe, Rwanda. Gloria Teta, Rwanda. Grace Ijiraneza, Burundi. Grace Ndaishima, Burundi. Graf Innocent Firi, Zambia. Gwen Wadeline Ruzidana, Rwanda. Guevara Adson Seka, Rwanda. Harmonie Melody Rubewa, Bewa, Rwanda. Hezo Akariza, Rwanda. Honoré Dusabejambo, Rwanda. Honoré Mugizi Shinga, Rwanda. Honorine Njirishuti, Rwanda. Honorine Umugabikazi, Rwanda. Honorine Umuriza, Rwanda. Hosanna Miniela Gabriel, Zimbondondo, South Sudan. Huguette Igihozo, Rwanda. Humura Kamirwa, Rwanda. Ibrahim Khalil Umar Abdullahi, Nigeria. Ichoma Uduru Iro, Nigeria. Immaculate Tamanta Kamanga, Malawi. Ines Karin Ishimwe, Rwanda. Ines Urumuri, Burundi. Ingrid Ishimweze, Burundi. Irene Mutohoni Wanjiru, Kenya. Ireimika Jesu Tofuni Edun, Nigeria. Israel Viyukusinge, Burundi. Ivan Gatete Kaliza, Rwanda. Ivan Rudasingwa, Rwanda. Jackson Gasambi, Congo. Janviere Feza Gwaneza, Rwanda. Jared Jamal Mumo Munuku, Kenya. Jean-Expert Nyonyishu, Burundi. Jean-Paul Bukuru, Rwanda. Jean-Pierre Nkundamaharo, Rwanda. Jean d'Arc Ishimwe, Rwanda. Jemima Itaferu Keza, Rwanda. Jerry Zaholo Koiwu Jr., Liberia. Joan Kabakire Mugabekazi, Rwanda. Joani Nkusi Mwiza, Rwanda. John Achak Aboy Achak, South Sudan. John Choil Dakbai Riem, South Sudan. John Nko Ndeng Garam, South Sudan. Jocelyn Mukandaishimuye, Rwanda. Joseph Rudukumbana, Rwanda. Josiane Abayisinga, Rwanda. Josué Ijiraneza, Rwanda. Jules Bizimana, Rwanda. Justine Ninzinza, Rwanda. Kelen Katushabi, Rwanda. Kelia Teta, Rwanda. Kelly Karangwa Uwasi, Rwanda. Kelly Simbi, Rwanda. Kelly Umwali, Rwanda. Kenza Kaliza Mugabo, Rwanda. Kenzo Ndabuvinye, Burundi. Ketia Wera Utesi, Rwanda. Ketsia Tetero, Rwanda. Kevin Siubahiro, Rwanda. Kevin Nshuti, Rwanda. Kevin Olga Ineza, Rwanda. Kofi Jean-Aubin Kwadio, Côte d'Ivoire. Kour Peter Ton Adiot, South Sudan. Letitia Umurangami Rwa, Rwanda.
Laris Umukundwa, Rwanda. Latifa Kaisime, Rwanda. Latonia Giramata, Rwanda. Lori Sheja Ihirwe, Rwanda. Leila Togo Suleiman, Kenya. Leslie Mutete, Rwanda. Letitia Argentina Sitoe, Mozambique. Liliane Hakundimana, Rwanda. Linda Irakoze, Rwanda. Liza Iget Iradukunda, Rwanda. Liza Urusaro Kabagamba, Rwanda. Liza Uicheza, Rwanda. Luke Saili, Zambia. Lusayo Chikumbi, Zambia. Lydia Preya Zoe Cain, Liberia. Liz Ann Mucho, Rwanda. Maliha Abdallah Bakari, Kenya. Manzi Olin Teta, Rwanda. Marcelina Omozele Elebesuno, Nigeria. Marie Alice Hatangimana Mukesharugo, Rwanda. Marie Redempta Nyiransabimana, Rwanda. Mark Rugira, Rwanda. Martha Sugira, Rwanda. Mayamiko Banda, Malawi. Maibongwe Munashe Musariri, Zimbabwe. Melissa Munezero, Rwanda. Melvin Munyakazi, Rwanda. Michelle Afolakemi Lawal, Nigeria. Michelle Wangechi Waweru, Kenya. Milka Krista Irakoze, Burundi. Millennium Fitsum Asfaha, Eritrea. Miracle Okori, Nigeria. Mohammed Mubarak Suleiman Al Namani, Oman. Mohammed Badis Daksini, Tunisia. Mohammed Yahya Sharif, Liberia. Monique Uwase, Democratic Republic of Congo. Moruafulua Simisola Aderduro, Nigeria. Mohammad Mukaram Umar Abdullahi, Nigeria. Mniz Lorian, Rwanda. Nadia Umukundwa, Rwanda. Nadine Nhindi Ishimwe, Rwanda. Nambile Butrus Daud, Sudan. Naomi June, Kenya. Narumanga Julie Justin Severio, South Sudan. Natasha Ineza, Rwanda. Nelson Mutsinzi Kalimba, Rwanda. Nesta Ishimwe, Rwanda. Nice Ingabire, Burundi. Nicole Kyuzuzo, Rwanda. Nicole Umuhire Irakoze, Rwanda. Odile Mugabe, Rwanda. Olawumi Daniel Okuribido, Nigeria. Olga Isimbi, Rwanda. Olga Mugabe, Rwanda. Olga Teta, Rwanda. Olivier Byiringiro, Democratic Republic of Congo. Olivier Majambere, Burundi. Olivier Rukundo, Rwanda. Olufelami Tochi Adiola, America. Oluwadamilola Selome Jacobs, Nigeria. Oluwafisayomi Mercy JJ, Nigeria. Ornella Ngoga Umuhire, Rwanda. Ornella Tuza Ikirezi, Rwanda. Oscar Mugisha, Rwanda. Owen Andy Guiza, Rwanda. Paloma Ani Nirushkwa, Rwanda. Pacific Rutaisire, Democratic Republic of Congo. Pamela Ange Umngari, Rwanda. Panchol Dang Aweng Biar, South Sudan. Parfait Izere, Rwanda. Pascal Kangoye, Burundi. Patience Nyenyeri, Rwanda. Patrick Gisubizo, Rwanda. Patrick Iranzi, Democratic Republic of Congo. Patrick Kabahigi Sibomana, Democratic Republic of Congo. Patrick Paola Veto, Rwanda. Peace Retro Beza, Rwanda. Préféré Dushime, Burundi. Princia Bella Arakaza, Burundi. Princia Peace Gachenguzo, Burundi. Priska Nyoyera, Rwanda. Priska Uwase, Rwanda. Providence Muziranenge, Democratic Republic of Congo. Rebecca Niyomuhangi, Uganda. Rasha Umugwaneza, Rwanda. Rafiki Kajiraneza, Democratic Republic of Congo. Rainin Simon Jaldwong Matwek, South Sudan. Rankubu Sylvester Sedibane, South Africa. Raphael Olamigoke Ikuyimino, Nigeria. Rebecca Mujeni, Rwanda. Regine Nyorukundo, Rwanda. Regine Sangwa, Rwanda. Regis Akimana, Rwanda. Resala Rashid Aywob Kalo, Sudan. Richard Semanzi, Burundi. Rita Uwizeinema, Rwanda. Rhoda Abdinasir Ahmed, Somali. Rosalie Morgan, Sierra Leone. Ruth Uitonze, Rwanda. Sabatina Mianstale Tojonirina, Madagascar. Sabine Isimbi, Rwanda. Safai Ombeni, Rwanda. Sam Mugisha, Rwanda. Samira Ketia Uwase, Rwanda. Samuel Mugisha, Burundi. Sandra Berwa Uwimana, Rwanda. Sandra Urusaro, Rwanda. Sandra Uwase Ngoga, Rwanda. Sandrine Tuyizere, Rwanda. Sarabel Akinyi Odero, Kenya. Sarah Uwase, Rwanda. Semilore Chiamaka Nwachuku, Nigeria. Shadia Musengimana, Rwanda. Shalom Uwase, Rwanda. Shamila Fuseini, Ghana. Sharon Umutesi, Rwanda. Sheila Omime Daniels, Nigeria. Sheila Ijiraneza, Burundi. Shukur Pacific Balinda, Rwanda. Simisola Olajumoke Athanson, Nigeria. Solange Nyanome, Democratic Republic of Congo. Solange Uwimuhe Kairangwa, Rwanda. Somtochuku John Paul Nwadiaru, Nigeria. Sonia Hirwa Ichirezi, Rwanda. Sonia Imurinde, Rwanda. Sonia Nyanhaba Teta, Rwanda. Sonia Umutesi Munyazoje, Rwanda. Stacy Akila Kimaiyo, Kenya. Stephen Salama Kilosho, Democratic Republic of Congo. Suzanne Yakieshi Jacob, South Sudan. Silvano Christopher Mutsinga Muhindu, Gabon. Sylvie Isimbi, Rwanda. Veru Nderitu, Kenya. Tony Junior Gakuba, Rwanda. Tracy Keza, Rwanda. Treasure Eyemi Morakinyo, Nigeria. Tyrone Gakuba, Rwanda. Valente Harerimana, Rwanda. Valente Irabizi, Rwanda. Valentin Shimimana, Rwanda. Vanessa Claire Moyo, Zimbabwe. Vanessa San Urusaro, Rwanda. Vicky Keita Gachiza, Burundi. Victoria Adetola Thompson, Nigeria. Victoria Ndaya Muluduki, Democratic Republic of Congo. Wanjiku Kinyajui, Kenya. Wendy Kanobana, Rwanda. Wivin Giza Agasaro, Rwanda. Wivin Kamahe Ishime, Rwanda. Yabesi Ose Dushime, Rwanda. Yanet Mintesinot Chane, Ethiopia. Yaye Senyabu Mbo, Senegal. Ivan Nzirinjira, Rwanda. Yvette Umutoni, Democratic Republic of Congo. Yvonne Kavesta, Kenya. Yvonne Azofiamale, Ghana. Grace Uwase, Rwanda. Oluwabotemi Kesi Anna Adekule Bello, Nigeria. Onyekachi Ogechukwu Ugu, Nigeria. Now, the following are graduating in absentia. Aime Serge Manzi Ishema from Rwanda. Benita Ishimwe, Rwanda. Blandine Mohorakeye, Rwanda. Busayo Michael Adeniyi, Nigeria. Claire Marie Nishimwe, Rwanda. Console Suji, Rwanda. Dode Ingrid Irimde Burma, Chad. Donata Ufitinema, Rwanda. Emeline Irakoze, Burundi. Eric Mugisha, Democratic Republic of Congo. Etido Udo Pierce, Nigeria. Eunice Oluwafumilola Babatunde, Nigeria. Florence Louis Iso Asim, Nigeria. Fred Stephen Mugisha, Rwanda. Georgina Triza Odero, Kenya. Giselle Chari Onyango, Kenya. Eroine Umngari, Rwanda. Immaculée Namahirwe, Rwanda. Jacinta Ndinda Mulatia, Kenya. Mariam Jallo, Sierra Leone. Mohamdul Aminu Diabri Hassan, Niger. Pacific Ajiraneza, Rwanda. Rebecca Sarah Jawara, Sierra Leone. Santaje Umutesi, Rwanda. Siponsenkosi Diligent Tube, Zimbabwe. Stanley Chidubem Anibogu, Nigeria. Thierry Balume Philippe, Democratic Republic of Congo. Ivan Izabayo, Rwanda. Aline Mutoni, Rwanda. Borel Berirembo, Burundi. Deborah Kai Tarawaile, Sierra Leone. Eli Kizere, Democratic Republic of Congo. Gaël Marie Iraducheje, Burundi. Holland Taliane Satu Miseng, Congo-Brazzaville. Kamuske Kamara, Sierra Leone. Laisa Irakoze, Rwanda. Mercy Ikuma Thomas, South Sudan. Mwende Nzioki, Kenya. Regina Akoswo Serra Yamike, Ghana. Samuel Mwebaze, Rwanda. Sandatra Rintra Raberamanana, Madagascar. Sandrine Uwera, Rwanda. Sidikat Oyinkaso Olujuwon, Nigeria. Solange Mahirwe, Democratic Republic of Congo.
Congratulations, BEL graduates. Aren't our students so impressive? Now I want to introduce our next act. While our students are very intelligent, they're not just book smart. They have passions and they have talents, and our next performance will showcase that. So join me in welcoming our ALU Rwandan traditional dance troupe, Imararungu.
Sure.
Izo ni Mararungu umwaka agira Imana mwe turi menege cyahe ndurubabaza igitenye mwebwe abadukunda rwema rw'umutageze bamenera turi rwamara mu ntambara rwa mutagisha umutwe barani mena ya rugamba bitugu turi bigaragara ku itemere rya murasonga mije tugira umuheto w'imangare twaramvuye mu mpinga mwishyira ryanga byo mu gatarama rutanya mu dusa nimuga yica n'ubukana ruhanika nambara no hani ngome nageze aho zirawezeheye ruzira bwobo ruzigura abagabo usa n'igangane rugomba mihigo umuheto wacu gisha abone ijambo ubwira umwami ubwaho rutwaza abatarimbugira migo nibawutwara kandi banawutwaye nibawufona iyo ngo toyenda fara nk'ikwizana geza mu nyiko z'ibitugu mukinze bikamutera ubwoba ngizo ni Mararungu turabaruta cyane turirwa mamara mu ntambara bwa mutagisha umutwe barani mena ya rugamba n'uwaturaye ntatinya ko twirahira abahono n'abana b'i Rwanda turabaruta cyane turirwegamiro mu ngeri n'uwaturaye ntadukuraho amaso n'uwatwizirikiye ntiyatinye gukabirwa mu ngeri ngo turi minege cyane urwamara mu ntambara bwa mutagisha umutwe barani mena ya rugamba turinde mu tutarumvaho gutinya rutigweza umuheto ukunda gutakisha aha turahaye inkera kubarusha
turahaye inkera
rwa gutabarwa
ihe turahaye inkera
takabashye nkanda we
turahaye inkera
turahaye inkera
inkera kubarusha
ngoma miyonero
nahore turahaye inkera
ndaririmba we
turahaye inkera
rwego rw'inkindi we
turahaye inkera
turahaye inkera
inkera kubarusha turahaye inkera
ndaririmba we
turahaye inkera
rwa gutabarwa mwe
turahaye inkera
turahaye inkera
inkera kubarusha turahaye inkera
hodi
ihe turahaye inkera
kandi bana b'u Rwanda we
turahaye inkera inkera kubarusha inkera kubarusha turahaye
inkera mama ndahaye inkera bagore beza impangazi
Nyiragahwege n'amazi ya nyanja tambuka neza gitare baririmba yewe garagara ku ruhimbi yewe mwizihira iyo ntero gira uti yewe mahota ko abasinganda we yewe gahata kambara ingombe we ngwino nyamunseka i Rwanda we nimahonga bakabariza wasengenga iyo nderuye gutera we yewe nterera mu ndaro we wacu we yewe mwizihira iyo ntero we yewe niyo ntero y'iwanyu nyiroga wege n'amazi ya nyanja tambuka neza gitare baririmba yewe mu rukari ni heza ye bagore beza na mwese bagore beza ye bagore beza ye bagore beza no wese bagore beza bagore beza nkundirwa mande naho di ni mataka bashinga ye bagore beza ye bagore beza na wese nuko tambuka neza sine ya mwiza kandi mwiza hiriyo nero yiwanyu dore ko cyabaye igitaramo cy'urukundo ye bagore beza ye bagore beza na wese bagore beza bagore beza nkunda Rwanda kandi namwe ndabakunda we ye bagore beza ye bagore beza se bagore beza bagore beza nzakurata u Rwanda nk'uko zina inyambo ye bagore beza ye bagore beza nawe se bagore beza abo ni abagore b'u Rwanda ni banyamurwa kurusha ye bagore beza ye bagore beza nawe se bagore beza bagore beza ndabakunda namwe mu Rwanda bahu ye bagore beza ye bagore beza nawe se bagore nawe amararo nanjye ngira amaramuko ndati Rwanda ye bagore ye bagore beza nawe se bagore ngo babagore beza nzabakunda kandi ndabaratira amata y'inyambo ye bagore beza ye bagore beza nawe se bagore beza abo ni abagore b'u Rwanda ndabakunda mpunda we dorindindi bakarero bana bahanjye undinde ari undinde data rero bana bahanjye nundinde undinde mwana wanjye ubwo twateshwaga urwacu tugana amahanga nundinde shize mu mugongo nkubandanisha undinde mwana wanjye twambuka umuvu batugana Burundi undinde nagushize mu mugongo nkubandanisha undinde mwana wanjye twambuka Kanyarutuga ni Burundi undinde ye namamba najyanye rero bana banjye undinde mwana wanjye nubwo nshaje bwose nkagira ibirorirori undinde nibizambuza kurora ibyo birori byanyu undinde mwana wanjye ndagiza nyireka inzira nziza undinde
Gasabo.
Ihe nundinde, undinde mwana wanjye.
Tuzahurira twe, ese Kigali Nyarugenge. Nundinde.
Naho mwizihirire wanjye wanyakugira Imana. Dore ibirori byiza ko byabaye by'iwanyu. Nimubyina gitore mutambuke gitore mutambukane neza. Mubye nta nkomyi mwizihiriye nseko. Ninyamusekera imahanga ninyamusekera Rwanda muri byose aramubare. Nahore.
Undinde. Bene Kanyarwanda bavumbika kabo.
Undinde.
Undinde.
More warara, ye more we, ye more warara, ye
more we, more warara ye.
Nikana kamama nugire ngo ndakwanga, ngenzo guhinkura urugamba rumaze kurema.
More. Dore isangana cy'abasore bakagira Imana. Wenda bakunda cyane ni Rwamara mu ntambara.
Azikuhutse irambagira idati, zikumbuye amazi y'amariba adatemba.
More.
Ngo bahambara mu mbyani mu mvuzimu, ubagore b'amagazu mugana uruhimbi.
More warara kana kamama ngo ndashenga nanjye ndakuri bingaye marara.
More warara, ye more we, more warara. Murabeho murarahare, murabeho murarahare, murabeho murarare, murabeho murarare, yewe murabeho murarare.
Yego rugaragara mwigwa rwa muntu namukunda cyane.
Murabeho murarahare,
murabeho murarare.
No. Murakarariye mwahoze mwajya kugira Imana.
Murarahare.
Ye mwizihiriyo ntero we.
Izo ni impundu z'u Rwanda mwakagira Imana muri Rwamara mu ntambara bakunda cyane. Ngaho nimushaka rero. Aha. Murabeho murarare. Murabeho murarare.
Yewe mutsimbagire gitore, ye mwizihiriyo ntero mama we.
Ye murabeho murarare.
Yewe murabeho
murarare. Aha. Rugaragaza mu ntambara kwa Mungu.
Rwagiriza rwangara mirwanya gutara. Kamari Imana.
Bene isoko y'iri bakagira Imana. Bona batajyanye n'Imana. Wagara mu ntambara. Warabahuta cyane. Ahubwo rero. Ego.
Thank you very much, dance troupe. I think I did a very good dance, right? Vice Chancellor, I present to you the following students, having completed with satisfaction all requirements for the degree program, Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering. I'll now invite our Software Engineering Program Manager, Binusha Balachandran, to call out their names.
Abdul Hamid Teniola Ajani, Nigeria. Abdul Hamed Isola Abdul Aziz, Nigeria. Abu Bakar Umar Ahmed, Nigeria. Abuk Mayen Duot Lual, South Sudan. Adedi Wura Emmanuel Adedi Gibba, Nigeria. Ademola Emmanuel Oshin Bazan, Nigeria. Afsa Umutoni Wase, Rwanda. Yeme Manifek Ndaishimie, Rwanda. Ajang Chol Agua Dang, South Sudan. Ajok Atem Big Bear, South Sudan. Ajok Kuech Ajok Dang, South Sudan. Alain Michael Muhirwa, Burundi. Albertine Ingabire, Rwanda. Al Hassan Ali Mami Dumbuya, Sierra Leone. Alvin Shaka Katabarwa, Rwanda. Amandine Irakoze, Rwanda. Amelie Umutoni, Rwanda. Ange Marie Iradukunda, Rwanda. Ange Mugundente, Rwanda. Annabelle Aime Ineza, Rwanda. Anne Marie Twagirayezu, Rwanda. Arafat Lana Mutoni, Rwanda. Aristide Isingwese, Rwanda. Aristote Gahima, Rwanda. Armand Kairanga, Rwanda. Obin Entwali, Rwanda. Obin Saiba, Rwanda. Audrey Ashlyn Shivanka, Zimbabwe. Ayen Atiag Gwech, South Sudan. Benaya Rainy, Kenya. Benita Uituze Rutangengwa, Rwanda. Berita Niotwagira, Rwanda. Bernice Uituze, Rwanda. Betty Mukangumsi, Rwanda. Branes Sumba Mapumba, Rwanda. Brian Muli Muoki, Rwanda. Kenya. Brian Orel Bakongo Bemu, Cameroon. Boy Guy Joak, South Sudan. Cecilia Munyani Banda, Zambia. Chance Karambizi, Rwanda. Charite Watwembi, Rwanda. Chidera Udeneso, Anele, Nigeria. Chidibere Shedrak, Ekwedike, Nigeria. Chiedu Paul Unekwe, Nigeria. Chimdalu Divine Favor Akunyeba, Nigeria. Chol Daniel Dengdo, South Sudan. Christine Biringro Iradukunda, Rwanda. Christian Soweloe, Rwanda. Christian Willie Irakoze Mutabazi, Rwanda. Christine Serva Akoto Nimo, Ghana. Christophe Gakwaya, Rwanda. Chukwuma Pascal Onoha, Nigeria. Kole Joy Azingwizwe, Rwanda. Collins Otiano Jr., Kenya. Cynthia Aime Umuhire, Rwanda. Cynthia Nekeza, Kenya. Cynthia Umumara Rungu Empano, Rwanda. Damilare Benga Aziz, Nigeria. Daniel Iriuze, Rwanda. Daniel Mwangi Ndungu, Kenya. David Nyonshuti, Rwanda. David Ubushake Bimana, Rwanda. David Mbuto Ngurinziza, Rwanda. Dean Daryl Murenzi, Rwanda. Dennis Ndwarita Ganswa, Rwanda. Diana Rusindana, Rwanda. Diane Ingabire, Rwanda. Didas Junior Gazana, Rwanda. Didin Winnie Ineza, Rwanda. Diodone Kobebe Kengen Ingum, Cameroon. Dimitri Kuhingana, Rwanda. Divine Birasa Ishimwe, Rwanda. Divine Nubuhuro, Rwanda. Dohesi Khan Xavier Doi, Kotla Divor. Dorcas Adij Elier Maloney, South Sudan. Eddie Gazana, Rwanda. Edward Sharangabo, Rwanda. Eldar Jishinje, Rwanda. Elian Munizero, Rwanda. Eliza Nyog Zubiso, Rwanda. Elvi Mengeni, Rwanda. Elvis Guy Bakunzi, Rwanda. Emmanuel Mbang Oden, Nigeria. Emmanuel Oluwapelumi Obolo, Nigeria. Yenso Batungwanayo, Rwanda. Eric Sa Numa Jr., Liberia. Yester Bansa Bigwi, Rwanda. Yester Umunyana, Rwanda. Eunice Adibusayo Adibusi, Nigeria. Yenyola Oluwazumi Inyolu Wanimi Fagbemi, Nigeria. Ezekiel Adakole Pais, Nigeria. Favor Ololade Akinwande, Nigeria. Festus Bigirimana, Rwanda. Koibe Ubizem Yimana, Burundi. Guys Irakiza, Rwanda. Gansa Owen Yan, Rwanda. Jendil Umutoni, Rwanda. Geoffrey Tumbesige, Rwanda. Gayo Aguto Garang Bayor, South Sudan. Ghislaine Nagazaro, Rwanda. Nyon Diol Linda Bayo Bogore, Benin. God's Favor Chidinma Chukudi, Nigeria. Grace Munizero, Rwanda. Henriette Tuombe, Rwanda. Honore Kaliza, Rwanda. Humphrey Jones Kabari Nocheka Nyahoja, Zimbabwe. Ian Gansa, Rwanda. Immaculate Turabayo, Rwanda. Ines Ikirezi, Rwanda. Innocent Manzi, Democratic Republic of Congo. Innocent Dihozo, Rwanda. Irene Gizubizo, Dusingizimana, Rwanda. Isaiah Adam Esian, Nigeria. Islam Hemeda Omar, South Sudan. Ismail Doda Keva, Nigeria. Israel Obida Smart, Nigeria. Ivan Shema, Rwanda. Jamila Sosi, Rwanda. John Chrysostome Dufitu Mikiza, Rwanda. John Pierre Nyongabo, Rwanda. Joanine Uwaze, Rwanda. Jeremiah Oleitan Agbaje, Nigeria. Jesse Makaria Kiguta, Kenya. Joan Keza, Rwanda. John Deng Madit Akej, South Sudan. John Ongeri Ouma, Kenya. Johnson Snoye Tuijime, Rwanda. Jolie Umuliza, Rwanda. Jordan Steve Lopez Ngwepi, Cameroon. Jocelyn Marie Nyampinka, Rwanda. Josephine Mutesi, Rwanda. Joshua Bamidele Alana, Nigeria. Joshua Malong Maker, South Sudan. Josian Ishimwe, Rwanda. Josue Oluwa Toby Agbeto Bayo, Benin. Joy James Ofere, Nigeria. Joycey Moses Brown, Nigeria. Jubril Kolawole Abdul Aziz, Nigeria. Jules Gatete, Rwanda. Juliana Crystal Holder, Nigeria. Juliet Avino Mukamani, Kenya. Kaniza Rebecca Majok Tiak, South Sudan. Catherine Mary Amimo Ganda, Kenya. Kelia Muzira, Rwanda. Ken Kaliza Gansa, Rwanda. Kenny Munizero Chusa, Rwanda. Kevin Claude Simo Takolo, Cameroon. Kevin Kenny Mugija, Rwanda. Kevin Niringango, Rwanda. Kevin Ange Rugema Gitego, Rwanda. Kevin Umutoni, Rwanda. Kosiso Chukwu Divine Favor Okeke, Nigeria. Queer Juwach Queer Tuk, South Sudan. Kur Malwal Majok Malwal, South Sudan. Laros Belanch Belinda, South Sudan. Lajor Wuon Lat Dak, South Sudan. Lenlin Engezi, Rwanda. Leslie Izaro, Rwanda. Leslie Ndezie, Rwanda. Livin Muraire, Rwanda. Lillian Kaitezi, Rwanda. Lloyd Chuza, Rwanda. Madol Abraham Kuol Madol, South Sudan. Manifek Florent Hirwa, Rwanda. Magod Garang Guot Alet, South Sudan. Muhammad Hussein Ahmad, Chad. Mariam Temilola Aziz, Nigeria. Mary Rainy Bienami, Rwanda. Marion Wandia Mwanki, Kenya. Marvelous Somto Chuku Nelson, Nigeria. Matthew Moise Munyakazi, Rwanda. Mavia Katiwa, Kenya. Maxim Gai Bakunzi, Rwanda. Merville Muhoza Kangabire, Rwanda. Mika Kibet Buldo, Kenya. Miracle Glen Bonyu, Cameroon. Muhammad Ahmad Yazin, Somali. Mugisha Gesheja, Democratic Republic of Congo. Mustafa Sadiq Achuli, Ghana. Nadia Teta, Rwanda. Nakabuye Grace Nalule, Uganda. Nana Korama Abesi, Ghana. Nelly Iya Bikoze, Rwanda. Nial Majok Riak Maket, South Sudan. Nicholas Nemeka Eke, Nigeria. Nikita Umuganwa Asimwe, Rwanda. Nicholas Muhigi, Rwanda. Nicole Nyasha Marizani, Zimbabwe. Nina Wambui Mwangi, Kenya. Noella Uwayo, Rwanda. Nirek Mayual Dhakpit, South Sudan. Ochan, Denmark, Michael Lokidormui, South Sudan. Oche David Ankeli, Nigeria. Olukorode Stephen Olurinola, Nigeria. Olumachi Christabel Madubike, Nigeria. Oluwati Demilade Aremu Olurunsola, Nigeria. Onochi Onyedikachi Igobrika, Nigeria. Palvis Paul and Tawu Kamenia, Rwanda. Pascal Mugisha, Rwanda. Patrick Mukunsi, Rwanda. Patrick Naituruki, Rwanda. Pauline Ange Umunyana, Rwanda. Pauline Ntenya Mutuku, Kenya. Paris Nyawira Wankui, Kenya. Peter Philip Johnson, Nigeria. Philippa Louise Gibwa, Uganda. Pierrette Umotoniwase, Rwanda. Placid Kabiza Imansi, Rwanda. Placid Shema, Rwanda. Plamedi Mayala, Rwanda. Prince Iransi, Democratic Republic of Congo. Prince Ndayiswe, Rwanda. Prince Rurangwa, Rwanda. Preska Mukandandwi Uwaze, Rwanda. Purity Vankui Kihiu, Kenya. Raisa Jean Irakoze, Rwanda. Ramona Ingabire, Rwanda. Rohinat Eniola Mustafa, Nigeria. Rosine Uwineza, Rwanda. Roxanne Nitega, Burundi. Rukundo Shimimana, Democratic Republic of Congo. Ruth Iradukunda, Rwanda. Ruth Senior Bine, Ghana. Ruth Wamahoro, Rwanda. Sabir Walid Abdurrahman, Sudan. Samuel Dushimwe, Rwanda. Samuel Oluwafemi Komaya, Nigeria. Samuel Oluwa Junwolo Babalola, Nigeria. Serge Kamansi, Rwanda. Shade Sine, Rwanda. Shemza Patience, Rwanda. Shobi Boluwaga Ola Adisa, Nigeria. Sifa Kavesa Machoni, Kenya. Stella Remember Habiambere, Rwanda. Stephen Shaika, Rwanda. Sunday Samuel Olubode, Nigeria. Taiwo David Adegboyega, Nigeria. Takura Munya Ratsi Ndoro, Zimbabwe. Tamanda Lin Tumbakonda, Malawi. Tangwe Gizera, Rwanda. Telesfor Wabera, Rwanda. Theodora Ngozi Chukwuka Omunizwa, Nigeria. Valentine Tobechi Kalu, Nigeria. Waneza Umukwaneza, Rwanda. Waneza Uonkunda, Rwanda. Waste Uwaze, Rwanda. Vestine Pendo, Rwanda. Vincent Twizere, Democratic Republic of Congo. Vivans Neo Yawuze, Rwanda. Willie Bless Daniels, Liberia. Willie Kaliza, Rwanda. Wilson Munyaneza, Rwanda. Yusuf Adioe Molumo, Nigeria. Yvette Kizera, Rwanda. Lina Iratwe, Rwanda. The following will be graduating in absentia: Adaobi Stella Ibe, Nigeria. Anesu Lovejoy Kafezu, Zimbabwe. Christabel Idabra Adams, Nigeria. Cynthia Umukwaneza, Rwanda. Gabriel Khod Garang Pawoy, Sudan. Guled Hassan Warsame, Somali. Heritier Sebageni, Democratic Republic of Congo. Isedine Serge Ishimwe, Rwanda. Jala Sumbo, Liberia. Justice Isuchuku Chupunai, Nigeria. Khalid Abdirrahman Abdullahi, Somali. Lydia Subola Ojao, Nigeria. Mary Do, Ghana. Omar Keita, Gambia. Rapons Ashimwe Sibomana, Rwanda. Adoris Beni Ngoga, Rwanda. Ayotunde Adibukola Adileke, Nigeria. Bawukile Bartwat Bilane, South Africa. Bernice Awingpang Akut Bila, Ghana. Caroline Gire, Ghana. David Kene Chuku Okonkwo, Nigeria. Irene Akavin Agigiba, Ghana. Jean Pierre Muhumuza, Rwanda. Paten Bukura Iraduhaye, Burundi. Simeon Ase Kongni, Cameroon. Tesfahun Zana Fola, Ethiopia. Thank you.
Can we have one loud round of applause for our graduates? Wow. Well done, well done. Louder, 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 please. Congratulations, congratulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at a very important section. We have reached the formal moment of conferment, okay? It's one thing to walk across here. We formally now have to recognize you as graduates. To do so, it's my honor to invite our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ntlantlantwala, back on stage to deliver his address and formally confer upon our graduates the designation of graduate. Welcome, sir.
How was that? The energy, please. Let's get done with the formalities first. I hereby confer upon the students here mentioned the designation of graduate. Congratulations. Distinguished guests, proud parents, faculty, and above all, our exceptional ALU graduates. Today we stand at a profound cultural and historical milestone. For the first time, we gather to honor the shared victories of both undergraduate and our EMBA graduates. This is the trailblazing cohort who stepped forward since our program was relaunched. Both groups celebrating today have achieved tremendous, they've made tremendous achievements and overcome many obstacles. You are all pioneers. You represent exactly what our continent needs. Individuals willing to change convention, who do not wait for permission to take action, who have dared to do hard things. However, as you sit here in your caps and gowns amidst the cheers and celebration, we must confront an important truth about the world you are stepping into. Today, you are not merely graduating. Today, you are entering an incredibly small, fiercely elite, and deeply privileged class of people in Africa. To understand the magnitude of where you stand, we must look at the brutal reality of education across sub-Saharan Africa. We often think of higher education as a standard milestone, but the numbers are completely different and they tell a different story. Out of every 1,000 people in sub-Saharan Africa, only about 40 ever attain a bachelor's degree. 40 out of 1,000. For higher tiers of education, such as master's and PhD and the executive MBA today, 5 out of every 1,000 ever get one. Look around you. You are the few. You are the exception. You are the data point that broke through the system where the vast majority never get to see the inside of a university classroom. Let alone to walk in the full regalia and be celebrated as you are today. This degree is not just a certificate in your hands, it is an inheritance of immense privilege. For people endowed with such a rare and historic privilege, the old narratives of graduation simply do not apply to you. As a continent bursting with youthful potential, but constrained by systemic bottlenecks, it makes absolutely no sense for an ALU graduate to be unemployed, underemployed, or economically non-productive. An ALU education was never meant to be a passive ticket to a comfortable corporate job, nor was it meant to be a shield to hide behind while waiting for the perfect opportunity to fall on your lap. The very idea of higher education must be to empower you with the exact skills, networks, mindsets required to architect and lead Africa's ultimate transformation. If the most educated minds of the continent are waiting for someone else to fix the economy, then who is left to do it? We are. Therefore, the true responsibility of the privilege you attain today is to demonstrate undeniable value and utility wherever your feet touch the ground. You have been equipped, tested, and forged to be the solution, not the complainant. From this day forward, your mandate is clear from my point of view. Where there are no jobs, you must create them. Where there is no adequate service provision, you must provide it. Where there is no capital, you must work hard to raise the capital. Where the people are not organized to pursue a common purpose, capable states, you must step up and organize them. Where there is abundant poverty, you should work day and night to develop sustainable generational wealth. This is not a light burden, I realize, but it is the exact burden you were born to carry. To the families, friends, and support system in this room, thank you. Thank you for supporting these graduates as they embrace challenges and help transform our community. Your sacrifices are woven into the very fabric of these degrees. Graduates, education is never measured by the depth of knowledge you have gained, by the courage of what you choose to do with it. You leave this institution not just with a piece of paper, but with an unmatched network of change makers and proven record of creating impact. I marveled at the valedictorian speaking about having traveled 21 countries at graduation. I had hardly stepped out of the borders of my country when I graduated. So, congratulations to you. Go out and carry forward the spirit that defines the African Leadership University. Be the principled, ethical, and entrepreneurial leaders that Africa has been waiting for. The continent is ready. The world is watching. Go out and build the future. Thank you. Murakoze, asante sana, siyabonga.
Thank you so much, NT, for those inspiring words. Ladies and gentlemen, now stand before us are graduates of the African Leadership University. Let's do that a little bit better. Can we stand up and give these graduates a loud round of applause? Stand up, please. Parents, please, let's get up. Let's celebrate our graduates. Well done, well done. Well done, well done. Congratulations. 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 You may have your seats. Awards.
Thank you so much. What a moment.
Absolutely.
But we're not quite done yet.
Not yet.
Almost, but not. Every person who walked across this stage and all of our students who graduated in absentia, we know they climbed up a mountain to get here today. But there are a few who decided they're going to run up the mountain with a little bit of weight on their shoulders, and they still wanted to be at the front of the pack at the end. So we want to spend some time acknowledging their hard work and their unique achievements.
Yes.
To do so, I'd like to invite our Dean of ALU Rwanda, Elizabeth Babalola, our Academic Director, Jeremiah Essuman,
Yes.
our ALUSB Associate Dean, Kate Abrams, to come and present these prestigious awards. While they come to the stage, we also want to welcome Dr. Fred Swaneka, our
Yes.
CEO, Sidi
Absolutely.
Dlamini, and our keynote speaker, Dr.
Yes.
Moyo, to present these
Absolutely.
prestigious awards.
Welcome on stage. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. No, the energy in the room needs to be much more than that. Good afternoon, graduates. Okay. It is my pleasure to present the Top Achiever Awards. This award is given to our graduates with the overall best academic achievement in their program. Jerry?
The top achiever in the Bachelor of Science and Entrepreneurial Leadership program, drum rolls. Please welcome Akan Fani.
She's behind you.
The top achiever in Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering. Please welcome Oshim Basan Ademola.
Now, guys, this year's awards were really difficult. I will be sincere with you. There's so many exceptional students in this room, many of you who have gone above and beyond. But we had to make a choice, okay? So the Africa Opportunities Award. This prize is awarded to the student from the graduating class whose passion for the continent resonates across the ALU community, inspiring us to actively seek out her greatest opportunities that will serve her people. The winner is Andrew Stephen Boyma.
Our next award is the Ethical Entrepreneur Award. This prize is awarded to the students in the graduating class whose resilience, innovative solutions, and commitment to excellence in the face of challenges serve to further the mission, vision, and values of ALU. The winner for this award is Israel Smart. The next award is the Intellectual Excellence Award. This award is given to the student for demonstrating intellectual achievements and engagement that personify the value of continuous learning at ALU. The winner for this award, she has won an award already. Please welcome Fanny Akan again.
All right, here's the final one for the undergraduate category, the Leadership Award. This prize is awarded to the student in the graduating class whose leadership in service, in crisis, and by example is a model and an inspiration for the students, faculty, and staff of the ALU community. Please welcome with me, Victoria Muluduki.
Good afternoon. Now it's time to announce the ALUSB Entrepreneurial Leadership Award. This award is given to a student, now graduate, in the EMBA graduation class who has shown innovative solution mindset, commitment to restless excellence, and ownership of their learning in reflection of the values and mission of African Leadership University. It is my greatest honor to announce the winner, Letitia Nyampinga.
To the parents and the guests here, one of the traditions we like to honor as an institution is also acknowledge the people who are behind the scenes who support your students, well, your children and our students on this journey, but you may not meet them on a daily basis. So we have some unsung heroes who we would like to acknowledge, some of them in absentia, and some of them are with us. I'll start with a few that we have in absentia and acknowledge them. The first Unsung Partner Award is dedicated to two individuals whose generosity has been equally matched by their extraordinary humility. They have given us financial support, which has transformed ALU's entrepreneurship program. They sponsor current students at ALU, and they are greatest champions of the ALU Silicon Valley's Global Leadership Program. They host our students for luncheons, master classes, they connect them to their networks, bring them to their homes, and do everything possible to expand the ALU student network from beyond this African continent to the globe. Our unsung partners in absentia are Norman and Linda Boone. We also have an unsung alumni leader who has been very supportive. This alum has been one of the most proactive and engaged members of our alumni community since graduating. He is a person you can always count on, ready to help lend a hand, open up his network, and continue to extend the value of what he gained during the time with us. Beyond his alumni contributions, Ose continues to advance Africa's future through his work as an MPA candidate at the Africa School of Governance, a public policy enthusiast, and a mentor dedicated to youth engagement. His energy, consistency, and generosity of a spirit make him a cornerstone of our community. Thank you so much, Ose. And now we'd like to honor a parent, an unsung parent who's also been instrumental in their support for us. This parent speaks with deep pride about his daughter's journey at ALU. He speaks about how he chose this institution because of its unique experiential model learning and encouraging her to turn down a top school in Malawi. Hint already given. Today he celebrates not only her graduation, but the transformation that he has witnessed as a young leader who represents with confidence. For Dr. Kamanga, being an ALU parent is an honor because it means partnering with this mission and shapes the decades and decades of young people to come. Thank you, Dr. Gift Kamanga. Thank you, and congratulations. And now, I'd like to acknowledge two unsung staff members, one in absentia, one with us. First and foremost is a member of the staff who has always succeeded to resolve all concerns, problems in crisis. There is no hour of the night that is not a working hour for her because she's constantly solving challenges for us when unexpected inefficiencies in our African systems operate. At this point, you should know I'm talking about our airlines. The true gift is her personal one-on-one method in collecting directly with the team member to help departments and help them more efficient. She has a large number of daily requests, and yet she treats them, each one of them, as if it is a unique one. And I can personally also attest to the late hours that she has saved me. If it wasn't for her, I could safely say I might have missed this graduation itself. So at this moment, I'd like to honor in absentia Gifts Asiedu. Our second unsung staff member is a student-centered leader who has stepped into a highly ambiguous role and completely transformed it. He has single-handedly sorted out the functionality and programming and engineered entirely new systems and structures that have improved and implemented crucial systems for this university. As you know, parents, the student's journey is not just an academic one. It is also a personal one and a mental one. And it is very imperative that we set up support systems for overall student success. This individual has done just that. And for his incredible work ethic, transformative impact, he has rightfully earned the legacy title of Mr. Success. And last, but certainly not least, we would like to honor our unsung faculty leader. This faculty member is a dynamic leader who serves as the bedrock of the team and the ultimate repository of one of our programs. Affectionately known as the chairman, she has stepped up to lead, showcasing an incredible balance of team advocacy and absolute reliability. She has kept the team in check and remains the exact person you want in the room when you're navigating the toughest and most controversial discussions. This great honor goes to Claudine Ukuberimfura.
Yes, one more round of applause to our students, our colleagues. We really celebrate you. Now, ALU's deep conviction that Africa's future depends on developing ethical and entrepreneurial leaders at scale bears the hallmark of one of Africa's great pioneers and catalysts. He's a builder of institutions, a leader who has consistently created room for others to rise. But perhaps one of the most powerful marks of his leadership is not only what he builds, but how he empowers the next generation to carry the mission forward. Students, you should feel honored to receive closing remarks from our founder, Dr. Fred Swaneker. You're most welcome, sir.
Dr. Nkosana Moyo, our keynote speaker. Ivan Ntwari, Country Director of the MasterCard Foundation. CP Christophe Bizimungu, Commandant of the National Police College. Ambassadors and members of the Diplomatic Corps. Vice Chancellors of our fellow universities. Members of the Council and Board. Sidi Dlamini, our new CEO. Good afternoon. It is past 12 o'clock, so I can officially say good afternoon now. Now, 3 weeks ago, I learned an important lesson about leadership, which is this: never give a speech after an ALU student. I was in Ivory Coast, and I went there to announce a new partnership that we were doing with MTN to award 100,000 scholarships to young people in Ivory Coast to take ALX courses. And so we had a press conference, myself and the CEO of MTN, and I even translated my speech into French. I gave the speech, and I felt very proud of myself. But then I made a mistake. I invited about 10 ALU alumni who were in Ivory Coast to the event. And I said they should join and give speech. So 2 of them gave a talk about their experience at ALU. And then there was a panel discussion afterwards, and I invited one of the alumni to come on stage and talk. Then at the end of the whole thing, they said, okay, any questions? It's time for the media to interview people. So there I was waiting for my interview, and no one was interested in talking to me. They only wanted to talk to the alumni, right? So I thought, did I make a mistake with my French translation? But no, our students were the stars, right? And so today, it has been no different. I want to recognize and thank Sarabel Odereweshi, an amazing student from Kenya, for the inspiring speech that you gave. You definitely have what it takes to be the president of Kenya, the first female president of Kenya. Not just the wife of the president themselves. And you reminded us of what education at ALU is about. It's about creating leaders who will address our grand challenges and capture our great opportunities. It's not about that first-class certificate. That is simply a means to an end. But the end goal of this entire project called AL Group, African Leadership Academy, African Leadership University, ALX, is the transformation of Africa. So thank you, Sarah Beth. You gave some really great remarks. On behalf of all of us, it's also my great privilege to offer our heartfelt thanks to you, Dr. Moyo, for an inspiring and deeply thought-provoking address. Now, Dr. Moyo has a PhD in physics. So I must confess that I was a bit worried when we invited him to be our keynote speaker, because the guy is so smart that sometimes what he says goes over our heads. So, can you all put up your hand if you understood what atomizing human rights means? No show of hands? It went over your head. Yeah, you see. So, I had the privilege of sitting next to Dr. Moyo, and I asked him, I said, Dr. Moyo, can you explain this concept to me, atomizing human rights? And he explained that really today, especially around the world, many societies see individuals focusing only on rights for themselves versus thinking about the collective of rights for society, right? That's what it means. But you see, he's a physicist, so he thinks about atoms, right? And that's how he came up with that atomizing of human rights. I hope you understand it now, right? Okay. It's not about breaking up rights just for ourselves, but thinking about the collective. That's what it means. But on a serious note, given that his speech may not have been understood by everyone, I thought I'm going to summarize. Thank you, Dr. Moyo. The 3 key ideas that I got from your speech, right? So he challenged us to reflect on these 3 things. The first is he reminded us that while innovation is essential, Africa's future depends ultimately on building competent institutions and capable states that can serve their citizens effectively. And so as graduates, you each have a responsibility to use your talents, not only to build successful careers, but also to strengthen the societies in which we live. Did I get it right? Okay, that's the first point. The second point he made, and I particularly appreciated how he built on the discussion that we had earlier this morning about artificial intelligence. While acknowledging AI's extraordinary potential to transform our world, he reminded us that every powerful technology comes with equally profound responsibilities. And so our challenge is not simply to build these technologies, but to ensure they're used wisely, ethically, and for the benefit of humanity. It's about fusing artificial intelligence with values and ethics. And that's why leadership matters much more in this time of AI than ever. And finally, he challenged us to think beyond ourselves, to balance individual ambition with service to society, to remain open to different perspectives, and to recognize that progress comes from embracing complexity rather than oversimplifying the world around us. So in many ways, Dr. Moyo, your message captures exactly what we hope every African Leadership University graduate will become. Not simply someone who solves difficult problems, but someone who does so with wisdom, humility, and a deep sense of responsibility to others. So thank you for challenging us to think more deeply, to lead more wisely, and to dedicate our talents to building a better Africa and a better world. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in expressing our sincere appreciation to our keynote speaker. I'd also like to thank our tremendous faculty and staff. You look so amazing in those ALU gowns. Next year, I want one, please. Right? Everything we see here today is a reflection of your passion, the care that you bring to this mission, the excellence and dedication to this mission, and most importantly, to the young people in this room. So thank you very much. Let's give our faculty and staff a huge round of applause. I'd like to thank the parents in this room. You made a very difficult decision, maybe it was an easy one, to lend your most valuable, I don't want to call it an asset, you don't own a person, but the thing that you care most about to this institution. You trusted us for many years. And without your support and partnership, as they say, it takes a village. We would not be here. And so thank you for supporting all the young people in the room. Thank you for enabling them to get this education. And we're really, really grateful for the partnership that we have with all of you as parents. So let's give a round of applause to the parents. I also want to thank this wonderful country, Rwanda. An excellent example of a capable state, right? One of the reasons we chose Rwanda for the home of African Leadership University is that we wanted everyone coming from across the continent to see an example of an Africa that works. So that when you go back home, you can go and replicate some of the excellence that you see in this country, right? So I want to thank His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, the Rwanda government, the Rwanda Development Board, Minister Joseph Nsengimana, the Minister of Education, the Higher Education Council, the various employer partners in this country and all around the continent that give opportunities to our young people. I want to thank the graduates. You are partners in this project to transform Africa. And as you become alumni, remember that this is just the beginning of our partnership. You never quite graduate from ALU. You're always part of the family, right? CD began her remarks today by reminding us about the importance of hope. Today, I hope you see that we are a force that the world cannot ignore. In the World Cup, 41% of all the players were of African descent. Can you imagine? 41%. 21 of the 23 players from the French team were Africans. So I kept wondering, why do they keep beating us? They should have just let us, there should have been a pact between the fellow Africans, right? But just to show the force of this incredible continent and what we are going to do for the world, what we are already doing globally and what we are going to do. The world does not know what is about to happen because of African talent, much like what you see here being unleashed in this room today. So, what a celebration. I want to thank you, our graduates, for giving us hope in Africa. And join me in giving a final round of applause to our largest ever ALU graduating class. You've made history. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Fred Swaneker, for those incredible words, reminding us that learning never ends if you stay curious. It can be as simple as turning to your neighbor and asking a question. Before I go to our next segment, I do want to pause again. We gave a moment in the beginning of our ceremony to a very important group, but they're just too important. We need to thank them again, and that is our families and our parents. Can you please stand? If you are a family and parents of our graduates today, would you please stand so we can acknowledge and appreciate you? There's no way our graduates can't succeed with such support systems. Thank you so, so much for your dedication to our graduates. Now, as we officially bring this extraordinary ceremony to a close, I would like to invite, once again, our Vice Chancellor back to the stage to close the ceremony for us.
I, Nhlanhla Thwala, the Vice Chancellor of the African Leadership University, hereby declare this graduation ceremony adjourned.
Thank you for a fantastic day. One more round of applause for this beautiful ceremony. We're going to have one more special number. I'm a bit old school. I call them numbers. But one more song from our choir shortly. But allow me to brief you on how we are going to leave the room. We'll start with our distinguished guests, those seated in front here. You will walk to your right. So that's going to be my left. They are wonderful ushers who are going to escort you somewhere special. And then we will follow with our academic team and then our graduates. Is that clear? So distinguished guests will go first, followed by our academics and then our graduates. Friends, the ceremony is over. Choir, please step forward. Give me 1 minute, please. CEO has a word.
Thank you, Kagenza. I wanted to just take a moment to also acknowledge the planning team. For most of you who do not know, we have a very small team that comes together to plan these graduation events. And this year, as you've heard, has been our biggest graduation to date. And the miracle is that we're managing to do this in about 3 hours. We thought we would do it in 5. So there's such a great example of African excellence and what happens when teams come together to collaborate and make amazing things happen. So thank you so much to the ALU team, Gavin, the planning team, Abel, Deborah, Lucy, all of you, you know each other. Thank you so much, ALU team. We see you even behind the scenes. Back to you.
Wonderful. Is the choir set? Fantastic. May the choir come up, and then I will ask our distinguished guests to also...
So what we have to do, one last thing, you have to officially present the graduates.
Oh, yes. My apologies.
You have to officially present the graduates. So
Absolutely.
Graduates, can you stand up?
Yes, yes,
Can you stand up? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the graduates of the African Leadership Academy University, ALU 2026.
Absolutely. Yes, yes,
Now
yes.
you dance.
Louder, 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 louder.
Jankara, stand up.
Yes, louder, louder, louder. Congratulations, congratulations. Louder, louder. Fantastic.
Not only passing when no see the dance. Even if you just to see the hills, even if you never chop the fields, life no be a serious something. Still no be a play something. When you wake up for morning, make you thank the Lord. And I say jump, jump, clap your hands. Mama, 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 yo. This is a love song for the whole world to dance. And I say jump, jump, clap your hands. Mama, 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 yo. I hope you're happy enough to dance. And I say Jankara, Jankara, Maketo,
Play the music on to DJ. Let's go.
All right, our academics are going to also make their way out. Music will keep going on, please. Keep it going on.
Icholele dancer.
Thank you, graduates. Thank you so much. EMBA, as you make your way out, the choir will sing a song, and as they perform, graduates, you'll also be escorted out. Thank you.
Utando lunjena, utando lunjena, uyale, 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 uyale.
dancer. Icholele dancer.